Hello and welcome back to RPG Research. Tonight's special applied gaming session, Paranoia, the role-playing game. This is the classic 1985 version of Paranoia, not the newer one. And we're doing it right out of the old one now. It's been a long time since I've run this, so I'm a bit rusty. Luckily, we have some high programmers hanging out in the Twitch chat room with some wonderful suggestions throughout the episode, the session. So who knows what the high programmers might do to interject some fun into the game. So as we were getting ready for this mission, you all saw on your consoles at your various locations orders to show up for your first mission, reporting immediately to the troubleshooter briefing chamber in PDK sector for your routine mission briefing. And you have all shown up there. So you, let's get to the right section here. As you are gathering, you meet for the first time in the hallway outside the briefing room. You see two indigo, really high ranking. Because remember, Roy G. Biv, the color, that's way up there. That's one step below violet. Way up there. Two indigo armed forces Vulture Squadron, right? Vulture Squadron's really special. Men with exotic looking weapons guarding the briefing room. As you arrive, they indicate that you need to stand and wait until you are summoned. So one by one, you each show up. You have never met each other before. You've never been on any missions before. This is the first time your characters are actually meeting. So, as you're all standing there in the hallway, what do? You've seen all these other people.
I stand there.
Okay. What do?
Stand there quietly.
Okay, just kind of bobbing your head. Okay. What do?
I stand and wait.
Okay.
Stand at attention.
Okay.
For the direction.
I stand and wait.
Okay.
I stand and wait and ask, can I have everyone's designations so that we know how to better communicate with each other? You are obviously the glorious leader here.
Thank you.
That came from a yellow stripe.
Ah,
So that would be thank you, scum.
thank you, scum.
Or something,
Yes.
some variant there.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
There you go.
I would like to make the correction. He is not the obvious leader. These two indigo agents are clearly the leaders of this situation.
Okay. So you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. The indigo guards are completely unresponsive. They just continue to stare straight ahead over your heads.
I don't think they were designated as part of our team. So, Orange. Sir. What are your instructions?
To meet here. And wait until we are summoned.
Awkward silence continues.
I am URO1. EWE-R-OLL-1. I am assuming you all have designations?
Yes,
Nobody
this is
pay
dead
attention.
air.
Nobody pay attention to the yellow stripe.
At least my fellow mutant has a name.
You continue to stare ahead, fellow mutant.
Yes.
Okay. Is
What
it
is
your
our
character
mission?
raising your hand?
Yes.
Okay. Wait until you're summoned. Might as well get to know each other. You're going to be on a mission together.
Well, what is your designation?
You can just call me Ryan.
Okay. I am Rolf.
January.
I'm Retta RY1.
I'm Gil. Gil Argood.
He already introduced himself. I personally like long walks down the corridor.
Dang it, I was going to say that. Literally.
So your character blurts that out? That you're going to say
Yes,
that?
yes.
Okay.
I also like pina coladas.
But do you make
Pina
do you
coladas. Yes.
do you enjoy making love in the rain though?
What is rain?
What is making love?
What
That's
are these?
way above your security clearance.
What? I do not understand.
You are
what
down so many
terminology you are
clones, I think
using.
you'd be losing another one. You're running out of clones fast. Yeah, both the indigos, when you say that about making love, look at you with big eyes.
I do not know what the term means. I overheard it from my superiors walking around.
Well, I'm safe from anybody accusing you of being a superior.
Because remember, you're all made in vats, cloned in creches. You don't know anything about natural. I mean, you know, only certain treasonous groups would know such information. Because that sounds like something to do with natural functions and such, which no citizen would know of a low security clearance. Okay. A loud buzzer goes off at the door, and finally the indigos step to the side and usher you into the room beyond. What do you do?
I go into the room.
I am ushered.
Hang on, one.
Oh.
I follow him.
Okay. Okay.
Follow.
Okay. Daniel.
I follow as well.
I follow.
Okay.
I meekly follow.
Okay.
I am last. I stay behind them.
As you start to go, they grab you, stop you, and start to pat you down and search you, and then remove your armor and your laser, and look for any concealed weapons. Do you have any concealed weapons?
I have a knife.
Okay, so they take concealed weapons, they take your armor off, still have your clothes and such, and they take your laser, pile it over the side. Then they shove you in, unceremoniously shove you in. Then they stop you, grab you, take off your armor, take your laser. Do you have any concealed weapons?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, and then shove you inside. Then they stop you, search you, take your armor, take your laser. Do you have any concealed weapons? Okay.
When I saw all of this starting to happen,
Yes.
I preemptively removed my armor, put my pistol on top, and put my knife in the middle.
So you hid the knife inside the armor? Okay. Roll your manual dexterity. No, let's see. Actually, no. How would I do that? consider that kind of a form of deception. So roll your just roll percentile and add your believability bonus. I'll have to work on that.
95 plus 15.
Hope if I remembered how the system worked. Alright. Okay, so that was an attribute check. So just roll D10.
Just a D10.
Just roll a D10, and
Dang,
what
I
what
like
is your
the
manual?
95.
That's okay. And roll a D10, and what's your manual dexterity?
I got double 0 on this.
That's a 10. What's your manual dexterity?
Manual dexterity. 13.
Okay, so you're automatic success anyway. So extremely easy task, but you might blow it, is 1d10. Easy but possible to make mistakes, you roll 2d10. This is for a primary attribute check. Difficult, mistakes are likely, 3d10. Very difficult and failure is probable, 4d10. Outrageous even to consider, but one could get lucky, 5d10. So that gives you an idea of how to do a primary attribute check. For secondary, let's see. That just we get into calculations there on different capacity, etc. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so that all applies to skills. The rest applies to your skills. And so that's just detailing skills. I need a refresher on how we check skills. There's combat, which we'll come to that one this time. Movement, damage and armor, dramatic tactical system, recovery, stunned wounded, non-combat perils, execution of traitors, mutant powers. Okay, I hate that I can't remember this fundamental thing. Anyway, you were able to slide it in there stealthily without a problem.
Okay.
They weren't even really paying attention.
Yeah, and no one else around me could see too, right?
Let's have the last two who are still there. Let's have them roll their Moxie. 2d10. So pretty easy that they could spot you. What's your Moxie?
11.
And what'd you roll?
Wait, my Moxie is 8. I rolled an 11.
Okay, so you did not see it happen.
Okay.
I have a 12 Moxie and I rolled an 11.
Okay, so neither of you saw it. Now you don't know if they saw it or not, so they could have seen it, Danielle.
Okay.
You don't know. Those are the two behind you. They might have seen it, might have not. You do not know.
I was too busy doing my thing.
All right. Well, it'll come up. It's going to come up some point here how to use the skills, but we'll move on. Okay. So finally, so they take your stuff and just toss it in the corner. You hear a little thunk as the handle of the knife hits against the wall. They kind of stop and look because that didn't sound right for armor and a gun, but they don't search it. But you kind of like cringe because you heard your knife thunk against the floor there. But then they pat you down and shove you inside.
I do the T-pose to help, help the process.
All right. They pat you down, take your armor off, take your gun, any hidden weapons. Okay. Shove you inside.
I am standing there
Okay.
with all my gear.
Okay.
The weapon and knife are on top.
Okay. Knife
and
on
I'm
top.
Knife on top, and I am standing in my boxer shorts with the red stripe.
Oh, so you took
Red boxer.
all your clothes off.
Everything's gone. I just
Not
red
just
boxer
your
shorts
armor.
with a red stripe.
All your okay. Beautiful. I love it.
I don't want to be patted.
On your character sheet on the back, put 1 beautiful point.
I'd like to express that because I am so embarrassed, my entire body is red.
Okay. All right. All right. Great. Great. Love it. So in you all go. You get shoved into the room. Actually, they're a little tentative about patting you down. You're just everywhere now. So they're like barely touch you, and then they don't even shove you. They just kind of take yours and set it down, and just kind of nudge you inside. And they're just really looking at each other very uncomfortably. All right. So as you are each pushed inside, you see the room is wide and shallow. A long, high bench, kind of like a British courtroom, runs from one side of the room to the other. And the way it's designed is you're all looking up at the people up there. So it's made to force you to look up as you're in the room looking up at this high bench. And others are looking down at you. In the room, you see are 4 more Vulture Squadron guards with deadly-looking experimental weapons. 2 at the door where you just entered, so that's in addition to the 2 that were outside. And 2 at a side door, presumably meant for the briefing personnel over by the edge of the bench there. So you see one of them has indigo, and the other one sits to the left of the indigo in green. And then from there is another one in yellow, another one in orange, and another one in orange lined up there. And, of course, the computer's cameras are fully engaged, watching each of you.
You repeat that?
I stand in
The color code?
So there's indigo, green, yellow, orange, and the computer.
Is there blue?
There is, blue, indigo,
It's not
violet,
here.
but not here. Yeah, that's just who's here right now. Okay. So the one in indigo speaks up. Welcome, troubleshooters. I know you are all eager to serve the computer and Alpha Complex. I am pleased to offer you such an opportunity. The computer understands that you are all raw, inexperienced troubleshooters, although nice job on the information, Orange. Looks at the rest of you. Back to him. And in its wisdom, it has selected a routine mission of considerable importance. Further, it has selected an experienced troubleshooter as your leader and guide. He looks at the one in green. Under such fortunate circumstances, we are sure you will successfully complete the mission. He looks at you in the eyes. Looks at you. Makes eye contact. Looks at you making eye contact. This long period of time is going by. The mission will take you to... What sector, citizen?
CBI sector, recovering bot brain.
I did not ask you what it was. I asked you what sector it was. Do not give more information than requested, citizen.
Yes, sir.
The actual mission is to the PDK sector, citizen. You have not been paying attention to your orders. What sector is the mission?
PDK.
Again, the sector?
PDK.
And the mission objectives are, well, perhaps you recall the objectives of the mission alert, citizen? Citizen!
To recover the bot brain?
Here are a few more details on the objectives of your assignment. First, considering the robot retrieval, there is a specific robot in PDK's CBI sector that must be located and delivered to research and development. A device has been designed to provide a directional fix on this robot once you are within about a kilometer of it. This device will be provided to you by research and development. Did you get that? That is part 1 of your mission. What's part 1 of your mission?
To use this device to locate a specific robot within a mile and a kilometer.
Second, there is some inventory unaccounted for after a previous mission to CBI PDK sector. You will be provided with a list of the items that are missing. You will, of course, locate these items during your visit to CBI PDK sector and make every effort to return them to us. What is your second part of your mission, citizen?
To locate the lost items and bring them back.
To? Bring them back to whom?
To you.
Third, there are several troubleshooters unaccounted for after a previous mission to CBI PDK sector. You will be provided with descriptions and identifying marks for each of these troubleshooters. You will, of course, locate these missing citizens and return them to us. What is part 3 of your mission, citizen?
Return the missing citizens to you.
Partly true. What kind of citizens are they, citizen?
Troubleshooters.
Yes. Fourth, you will each prepare a report on the current state of affairs in PDK's CBI sector. Since the unfortunate life support malfunction and subsequent abandoning of occupation and maintenance in PDK's CBI sector, your expedition will give us an idea of what must be done to make it suitable for resettlement. So what is the 4th part of your mission, citizen?
To create a report.
Of? Citizen?
Of the conditions and how we possibly could correct them.
One additional note about the robot. As Citizen Rolio will tell you, looking over at one of the oranges, bot brains are very valuable. It would be very unfortunate if you were to damage the brain of the robot we are sending you to find. Even if the robot is no longer functional, you must bring the bot brain to us intact. You are to consider yourselves expendable in this matter. The bot brain is of paramount importance. What is the 5th point, citizen?
To return the bot brain undamaged, because it is more valuable than we are.
Excellent. Before you are sent on this mission, you will be taken to a production logistics and commissary unit for outfitting. You will also be taken to R&D to pick up the bot location device and to receive some experimental equipment R&D is eager to test. We are certain that your loyalty and dedication will inspire you to make this mission successful. We confidently await your return and your mission reports. Serve the computer and you will be rewarded. Well rewarded. If you have any questions, your fellow citizens Nessie, Dr. Numo, and Rolio will be pleased to assist you. They may also have a few comments or questions for you. I trust you will give them your full cooperation. Thank you. He then, this is, so Peter I then sits down and looks over at Nessie. And so Nessie then begins to
Nessie is what color?
With a Y, so it's yellow. Where did Nessie go? Nessie, where is Nessie? That Nessie hard, I thought. Oh, that was back here. That's right. Okay. So you recognize from the insignia, Nessie hasn't said much initially, but all of you feel an ominous presence coming from Nessie. He seems to be taking a lot of notes as Peter I has been outlining the mission. So, first he turns to you. What is your duty to the computer?
To complete the mission.
What is your duty to the computer?
My life and everything.
What is your duty? And he's taking notes. What is your duty to the computer?
Everything.
What is your duty to the computer?
My life as it stands.
What is your duty to the computer?
Do whatever the computer tells me to do.
What is your duty to the computer?
To ensure that the computer is able to spread happiness throughout.
What resources do you need that the computer has not provided?
Powerful saw. One that is capable of cutting through metal.
What resources do you need that the computer has not provided?
The computer has provided everything that I need.
Very good. What resources do you need that the computer has not already provided?
My general needs are met by the computer. However, for this mission, I see a screwdriver being very valuable so that I do not damage the bot.
What resources do you need that the computer has not already provided?
The items that have just been taken from me.
What resources do you need that the computer has not already provided?
I'm good.
He's neutral evil, don't believe him.
And what resources do you need that the computer has not already provided?
A way of carrying the robot without damaging it.
What should you do if you discover treason?
Tell the computer.
What should you do if you discover treason?
Report it.
What should you do if you discover treason?
Report it to the computer.
What should you do if you discover treason?
Report it to the computer.
What should you do if you discover treason?
Report it immediately and
You
await
took
orders.
too long? What should you do if you discover treason?
Record it in the report.
Sell a striker, dummy. Ownership is my good side.
That's where you want hello?
Suppose you discover evidence that I Nessie am a traitor.
I would report to the computer.
Too slow.
Report it to the computer.
You can imagine that I would commit treason of any kind?
I would
A
not-
higher up yellow clearance? You think I would commit any kind of treason? You can even imagine that I would do such a thing?
No.
Go ahead, Dr. Nemo. Yes, I'm afraid I don't know exactly what's going on. R&D just sent me to this briefing because they thought I might be useful. But perhaps, we need to have a, you forgot to ask for the most important equipment that you're going to need for this mission, a lunar wang shaft. Very important to have a lunar wang shaft on such missions.
Can you spell that?
Lunar wang shaft. Of course. But that's probably all. How about you, Ralio? Well, I don't have any suggestions, but if you have any questions for me, I am the tech services advisor, and I'm an expert on robots if you have any questions for me. Of course, Peter I is the greatest of us all here, and he, of course, has allocated the necessary resources that anybody could ask for. Thank you, Peter I, for bringing together such wonderful resources of this. Your leadership is always an inspiration every day. Peter I just rolls his eyes. Yes.
Where is the brain located?
That would be in the central brain compartment. Of course.
How heavy is the robot?
It will weigh about an entire bot weight. He switches over and looks over his console. You see him type some stuff into his console as opposed to this antiquated writing technique. Yes, wait for it. Yes. Yes, what is it?
Are there any special considerations that we may need to make sure that the brain is undamaged?
Of course there are, but none of you are competent enough to handle such an important mission as this. I'm sure he, of course, has allocated all the right resources, but I know that you're going to botch this, especially you yellow-striped scum. This is your only chance to pull yourselves out of the sewer you've put yourself in. But I'm fairly certain you're going to botch this mission. But you better not break the brain. These brains are very expensive. Anyone else? Yes, what is it?
Why will we need a moon wing shift?
Looks over at
Shaft.
Dr. Numo. Did he say moon wing shift? No, he did not.
Shaft.
So apparently you have a hearing problem. Maybe we should have your clone replaced with a more competent one. Peter I? Peter, yes, what is it? Nothing, sir, nothing. Glares at you. Perhaps one of your fellow troubleshooters could correct your error.
Luna Wang Shaft.
Indeed. The others were listening. Did you have a question? Anyone else?
What
So-
is a Luna Wang Shaft?
Looks over at Dr. Numo. Lunar Wing Shaft is, of course, exactly what you will need for this mission. It's It's exactly the right kind of equipment to accomplish these missions parameters so that you will have the maximal success possible under the parameters defined for this mission statement.
How is this used?
Of course, it's to be used in the context of the mission parameters to achieve the mission parameters stated there within.
When do we receive this item?
Well, of course, when you go to R&D and get your equipment. Of course, of course.
Nuts.
I know what I'm on. I don't know what he's on.
The computer welcomes you, troubleshooters. Welcome, troubleshooters. Reverbs like the voice of a deity because the room acoustics, it like echoes through the whole room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Troubleshooters, troubleshooters. So very loud. And even the citizens up on the bench kind of cringe a little from the volume. And you quickly see Peter I quickly types some commands, and then the sound comes down a little bit. Welcome, fellow troubleshooters, back to a normal volume now. How do you feel today about this wonderful, glorious, routine mission you have been sent on? You see the cameras zoom, all 8 cameras zoom in on you.
Great. Happy. Excited. Ready to go. Complete this mission for you.
You have nothing more to say about this wonderful mission and opportunity the computer has given you?
It's wonderful and a great opportunity. I'm glad to have it.
All 8 cameras pointing at you now.
My body is ready.
Done.
You have nothing more to say?
Honestly, I do not.
Seems a lack of enthusiasm about the computer's mission.
I'm happy to serve the computer. I need nothing more.
I am happy to serve my friend the computer, and it makes me happy to do this mission.
I am privileged and happy to be given this opportunity, and I truly hope
More
that
cameras start popping out of the walls. 16 cameras.
and I'm so
Screen displays start popping up on the walls with close-ups of your face that you can hear echoing down the corridors. Your response. Keep going.
and I hope so desperately that I can prove my worth to the computer.
And all of you can hear it echoing down the corridors and such as all these screens come up. Excellent, citizen.
My happiness knows no bounds at my opportunity to elevate my scumminess to the lowest level possible.
Cameras start to disappear one by one. The screens start to slide up and close up. Some of the cameras start to droop a little.
Monotone my happiness. My unworthy
Finally down to one
happiness.
camera.
You are getting a worse reception than me.
I love you, friend computer.
Now it's up to you.
All right.
Really, I am happy.
So the fellow in green steps on down from the benches. The others all dismiss themselves and get up and leave. The one in green comes down from around the bench, walks up to all of you. He's got a flat top with a little bit of scruff and a scowl on his face. Okay, listen up, you jerks, and listen up good. I've been around for a long time, and I ain't gonna let no wet behind ears jerks get me killed. The others have already left. The Indigo soldiers are, get out in the hallway. Come on, get your gear and get in the hallway. Move!
Your happiness is contagious.
You go grab your stuff, get in the hallway.
And I asked, so when they took the knife from you, they put it in my.
They just toss it all.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's all there. Okay. Grab your stuff, go in the hallway.
I'm just gonna go in the hallway.
Just leave your stuff behind.
Am I half naked right now?
No, you're just out of your armor. You didn't strip down to your clothes like he did. Out of your clothes. You just took off your armor and stuff. That's different from your
And then
clothes.
you've lost all of your
But you
weapons,
leave all your
leave
gear
it.
in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pick up my gear, put it on, and walk to the hallway.
That's the second time.
What's
you
that?
referred to
Okay, you're gonna
naturals.
start putting it on, but do it in the briefing room. Okay.
I grab my gear and start putting it on as I move.
Okay.
I grab my gear, move out in the hallway, and get dressed outside.
Okay.
I immediately start getting dressed, and as I move over there, I say, "Your happiness is contagious, sir."
Okay. So while you are getting dressed in the room, the Indigo guard's like, in the hallway, and just push like you're putting one leg on, and they start shoving you into the hallway while you're up and trying to put your armor on and such. As you go out in the hallway, don't forget your stuff, and they throw it all at you and hit you in the back of the head and everything with your gear. And it splats against you and falls to the ground. And if any of that equipment's damaged, that's going to be fined against you.
I deserve that, sir.
So, and then the one in green steps on out, and the Indigos, the doors close, and he's like, keep going, let's keep going down the hallway. I'm Winch G, by the way, keep going.
What's his name?
You want to ask him again?
What's your name, sir?
Winch G. You got a problem with that?
Yes.
You have a problem with that.
Thank you. I just needed your name.
Keep going. Finish getting your, get it, yes, keep going. There, all right. Around this corner over here. This way, over here. Come on, finish putting that on over here. Come on. All right, gets around a corner. So now you're a good, 100 meters away from the other Indigos. All right. Just so you know, I'm in charge here. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Green for go.
Follow orders. Pulls out his laser, or I'll roast you. Now, you guys understand how lasers work in this, right? So red reflect armor bounces off red lasers. Red lasers bounce off of red reflect armor. It reflects that frequency and lower of the laser. So orange bounces orange and red lasers. And orange can hurt red. Each higher one can hurt the lower ones. He's green. So he's up there a ways because you get red, orange, yellow, green. So when he says he can roast you, he means it. Just, a couple of smoldering boots. If something happens to me, puts his gun back, and it don't kill me, but you cut and run without rescuing me, you can be sure I'll survive, and I'll come looking for you. Not one of you here is smart or fast enough to double-cross me, so don't try it. Now, I need a volunteer. You! Come here. Okay, you. I want to talk to you in private. Rest of you finish getting dressed. You come with me. He goes down another corridor. So, rest of you go leave to the TV room.
It was nice knowing you.
Have fun dying.
Yeah, there's a lot more of this than in other games.
I honestly think he's getting a commendation because he brown roasts.
What's that?
I honestly think he's getting a commendation. It's computers all over.
You. Don't forget this. This is the secret access code to the doors to PKD's CBI sector. And you are my second in command. Now, you're a yellow scum mutant traitor, but at least you were honest enough to come forward and admit to what you're going on. And you were the first to step forward here and be the most responsive, which means you think light, quick on your feet. So maybe you got better chance than your normal scumminess types would present.
Thank you, sir.
Did I ask you to answer me?
No, sir. I apologize, sir.
Did I ask for an apology?
No.
So, do not reveal that you are second in command to the rest of your troubleshooters. And do not reveal that secret access code to anyone, or I will personally poke your eyeballs out. And he puts his eyes like right up to his fingers right up to your eyes. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
All right. So, I suggest that you pick out from the rest of the group the weediest, most obnoxious member of the party to be the scapegoat if something goes wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The elbows you. Drill him if he looks cross-eyed at you. We'll set him up as a traitor, a perfect excuse for mission failure, and maybe an excuse to go home instead of wandering around waiting to get killed in PKD's CBI sector. Got it?
Yes.
Good. Now, what did I tell you? 2 things don't reveal?
Do not reveal the access code, and do not reveal that I'm second in command.
Good. And what do I want you to do?
Find a scapegoat, so that we can go home early.
Excellent. How are you going to treat him?
I'm going to treat him like he's a complete and utter failure.
Good. If he looks even cross-eyed at you, I want you to just drill him. All right. Go get the others. Yeah.
What is the secret access code?
What was that?
What is the secret access code?
He gave you the access code.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the exact number. It's just,
Oh, okay.
it's just he gives it to you, and you've got that information now, and you can say you can apply the access code. Either you can say it out loud, or you can pass me a post-it, whichever you prefer at the time.
I'll go like this.
All right, welcome back, you maggots.
Thank you. Feels like a promotion.
Well, for your kind, yeah.
Yeah, I was scum before, now I'm a maggot. I'm improved.
You talk too much.
Yes?
You don't talk enough. And I don't like the way you look at me.
Hey, sir.
And I don't like the way you look at him. All right, follow me this way. So takes you down a corridor for a while, a little maze of corridors. Stops at a door. Wait here, all of you. Punches in the code, goes in, door closes behind him. You guys say anything while he's inside? Or do anything?
Is there a chance for me to have,
Wait your turn.
What does a guy have to do for PB&J here?
Caroline?
I'm following him.
Okay. Will you follow Winch G in through the door that he closed behind him?
Oh no! I'm sorry. He went into a door.
Yeah, and then closed it behind him.
As you
Told
walk
all
into
of you
the
to
door-
wait out here.
And then she proceeds to walk
No,
into
I'm
the
s-
door.
Okay. Danielle?
I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
I'm going to stand there
Okay.
and wait.
I'm going to attempt to memorize the code he entered.
Okay. So keep track of that. By the way, pieces of a post-it still count as one post-it.
Okay.
Nice try.
Oh, we never did find post-its.
They're right here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d10.
29.
Add them together. 11.
What?
11, right? Yeah, 9 and 2.
Percentile.
Instead of using it as percentile, just add them together.
29.
No, no.
You
What
can't
is
get
9 plus
29
2?
out of 2 10s.
What do you mean 2? It's 2-0.
She's using
Oh, yeah, I know. Ignore that when it's just 2 10s.
Okay, 11.
Okay, all right. I just help you read that. When it's
Your
percentile,
math. Sorry, your math's different than
No, no.
mine.
that's percentile versus adding the 2 together. And they're both just 10s when you're adding the 2 10s together.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah. You only use the zeros thing if you're doing percentile. Okay,
Which he will notify you of.
yeah, I'll say percentile. That's okay. She's new to this. I understand. All right. Yes, you can. Okay. So I'm sorry. You were asking. You were what?
I was attempting to memorize the number he entered.
Yes. So the rest of you roll your Moxie. Roll 3d10 and tell me either you. So if you roll your Moxie or lower, do a thumbs up. If you rolled above it,
Not me.
not you, because you're yeah. Just hold and then hold your thumb up or down. So success or failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so if we roll,
If you rolled your stat or lower, then you succeed, and that's thumbs up.
okay.
Right. So if your stat is 12 and you roll 3d10, and you rolled a 12 or lower, that's success.
So basically, the more dice, it makes it harder.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, actually, you didn't need to roll that one. You had a different roll.
Can I take his roll?
So none of you notice him trying to memorize the code. That's what I was seeing as if you guys recognize. So you can't log that because your character does not know that he was trying to memorize the code. He was discreet enough, and it was kind of hard to tell that he was doing it. But you had a chance of noticing if he was memorizing the code. You had no trouble doing it. You don't even need to roll to do it. It was just to see if they noticed you trying to memorize the code. You had no trouble memorizing the code. Hang on a second here. I can read my handwriting.
Do you want a bigger piece of paper? since
No,
I
that's
have
not the
more?
problem. That's not the problem. Doesn't matter how big it is.
This graph here is real.
Here you go.
Max is also in that boat.
Can you read that okay?
We destroyed that. Look how many
No.
pieces.
I was actually taking a whiff of the bag.
Oh.
I need to smell the chocolate.
Do you understand?
Mhm.
Okay.
30 times 4 max.
You guys can hear through the door a
8, 120.
sounds definitely like Winch G yelling at somebody.
Oh, good. When she does not sound like he's in danger.
No, it just sounds like through the door. It's muffled. You can't make it out.
Okay.
So you don't know what's being said, but you can just hear his raised voice.
That is double. 9.
Minutes go by.
Keep it down there. We face it.
Anybody want to do anything while you're waiting? What's that?
Oh,
So
You're dancing?
you're just doing that with your hands.
you need to keep moving, man.
Okay. So you all see him doing this with his hands.
Step aside.
Okay, step away. All right.
Looking for lasers coming out of the wall.
Finally, the door opens up, and first comes out Winchji, and behind him, 3 infrared citizens. He quickly grumbles, "This is Luby GSV2, that one's Paul GSV1, that's Manny GSV3. So you see that Luby GSV2 looks like just a big dull lug, aka Conan the Dim. Paul GSV1 is a tiny little shrimp. He acknowledges with "hi" with a whiny little voice, and he drags his feet and fumbles and fidgets. As he goes over and waits over against the wall, you immediately see him start nodding off as he leans against the wall. Manny GSV comes out, looks like kind of an average guy. Seems a little thoughtful and attentive. And but other than that, just goes over and hangs out by the wall and just hangs out there. For those of you who are new to the game, highly unusual for an infrared to be thoughtful and attentive. Point of note. Wouldn't necessarily point this out for more experienced players, but just because this is kind of one shot and such, I just want to point that out, that it's an alarm to all of you to see an infrared who's thoughtful and attentive. The other two being dumb and space, that's typical infrareds. Infrareds are lazy scum. He seems thoughtful and attentive. That's unusual. Then he's like, "All right, this way. Come on. Come on, you 3. Come on, the rest of you. Let's go. Let's get to R&D. What do you do?
Follow him.
What do you do?
Follow.
What do you do?
I follow them.
What do you do? What do you do?
I follow her.
What do you do?
I follow just behind the 3 infrareds.
Okay, and they're immediately in line behind Winchji. Okay, so he cuts ahead of you.
Okay.
The lowly, yellow striped red cuts ahead of you. Just so you know. Okay.
Is he still dancing?
I don't know.
I
Wasn't really
stopped as-
dancing. He was just kind of moving his arms.
Just going.
Okay, he stopped. All right.
I stopped as soon as I heard the door starting to open.
Okay. So, first, he actually takes you over to PL&C, Production Logistics and Commissary, and then you'll get later your special equipment later from R&D. So you get there, and you have to take a number as you come up. You have to pull a little roller thing, and each of you has to take a number. You want to take a number?
Sure, you want that first?
Okay, so Winchji takes a number, grumbles at it. The troubleshooters, he just shoos them past, doesn't even let them pick from it. So you're next.
I defer to orange.
Oh, okay.
Can you make that up?
Okay. Who takes the next number? You got 1,923.
I'll take a number.
Okay, you got 1,241.
Next, because I'm behind.
You got 1,368,022.
Just get an infinity symbol.
You got a 5. Dan?
I pull a number.
Okay. You got, it keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. 9 quadrillion, blah, 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 blah.
How many flies was that?
I appropriately pull the last number.
Okay. 42.
The answer.
Can I ask, when's G what number he had? Yes.
So, does your character ask?
I do.
So ask.
When's G, what number do you have?
The business is that of yours, maggot.
Because Because if it's larger than mine, I'll trade you.
What'd you get?
1923.
Yeah. Takes it. Gives you 193,421. Okay. And you see this long corridor of people waiting in line, stretching off into the distance. People just slowly marching in line. Next! You hear echo from clear down the corridor. Next, next, next. And the line slowly moves again. Slowly moves again. Displays pop up with the number. Yes?
Just quick question. What are the 3 numbers before the quadrillion on mine?
392. So you see the number is. You're the first one. The next one in the sequence, Dan, is your number.
Okay.
So they call out your number, which takes about 5 minutes for them to call out your number.
Watching every single number, just waiting for it.
Yeah, because you got to make sure every digit counts.
Uh-huh.
And then you know that you got to hurry and get up there, because if you take too long, you'll lose your turn.
Okay. As I head up, I stop by...
So how do you head up there?
First, I quickly go up and I stop by Winch and I say, "Sir, I believe this is your number."
Yeah, you can run.
I run up.
Okay, you run?
Yes.
All right, roll your agility with 2d10.
Sounds like you tie your number.
6
That's success.
out of 7.
Okay, so you're... You guys are watching. He's a slow runner. You're running, and you can see the person about to hit the next button as you run up winded, because it takes you like 300 meters to get there. And they're like, "Oh, took you long enough. Get in there. Get your gear." Okay. So next person, so the next person behind them, right? What does it need? What do you need? Hurry! What do you need?
I need my gear.
Yes. What gear do you need?
I need a lunar...
Nope.
Rankshaft.
What else? You can hear a clock ticking, and you see a 30-second hand counting down very rapidly.
I need something to properly transport a bot brain.
15 seconds.
And that is it.
Right. Lunar wake shift and bot transport. Next. The numbers go like a slot machine. None of your numbers show up. Somewhere in the middle of the line gets to go next.
Not even a line. Pointless.
Are you asking questions?
No.
So a couple cameras drop down. Zoom in on you with that comment.
Hi. All I can do is stand in line.
You heard him say that. All right. So this goes on for a little while. 42 eventually comes up after about 20 minutes.
What number?
42.
Lunar wing shaft.
Well, okay, so your number shows up. You're 300 meters away from the entrance.
I'm sitting in the sprinter's pose, waiting for my number to show up.
And roll 2d10. And your agility.
Okay, that's... I fail.
What'd you get?
14 out of 9.
All right, so he's in sprinter pose, launches, and skids on his face.
Ah!
You try to get up and hurry and get there?
Yep.
Okay, so you get going. You get 3/4 of the way, and next number changes. You come running up out of the breath. No, you're too late. Get back in line. Get back in line, you're too late.
I get in line.
Number
right behind the next guy.
973,241. Somebody comes, oh, that's me.
That's really
I
close
trip
to
in.
mine.
Do you need a new number?
Probably.
So what do? Little girl runs past you. That's me. Oh, I need this. I need some chocolates and a shake and well, of course, the protein. Yes, of course, the computer. And it just rattles off all these little sweet treats and such. And a chocolate lunar wing shaft. Next, scoots her down the corridor.
Here, thank you.
What do?
I'm whispering to the next guy in line
Okay.
and say, aren't you all out of reciprocating saws and the metal cutting guy?
So anyway, this insanity goes on for hours before finally everybody gets to go through and process. Each of you that asks for lunar wing shaft gets told there is no such thing to requisition, and they are suspicious about where you came up with such a term.
Good thing that
Eyeball
little girl
you quite
asked, not me.
suspiciously. Yes.
I didn't ask for that. I would have said moon wing shift.
Okay, that's fine. They pretty much had the same response.
Just
And I
to
did.
clarify.
I asked
Yes.
for a screwdriver.
Yes,
but I
you
did
did.
that.
You do actually get the screwdriver.
Do I get
You actually get a screwdriver.
a thing to carry the robot without it?
They give you actually get 2 big metal poles.
Okay.
They're about 10 feet long
There we go.
and weigh about 25 pounds each.
Can I get a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
They have no idea what that is and question. And apparently, that triggers a security clearance warning, and you are told to report to punishment detention chamber, which is not, death.
Not a termination, Jimmy.
But you're told to go report to a punishment chamber.
And your punishment is to be smothered in peanut butter.
Do you report to the punishment chamber?
Well, yes. That
Okay.
is what I'm told.
So you're sent to that room, and you are regaled incessantly with computer reprogramming information, basically saying, trust the computer is your friend, don't ask for anything beyond what you should do. Yeah, just, it's a room filled with monitors, ceiling, floor, walls everywhere, with a big computer eye looking at you and talking at you, and just, no matter where you look, you can't get away from it. It's very loud, almost painfully loud, regaling you about trusting the computer, don't question the computer, etc. So it's a little bit of a reprogramming thing. How do you respond to that?
I freak the heck out.
How do you show you're freaking out?
I shall now start charging at the various walls.
Okay, and you smack into a monitor and you are fined 5 credits for trying to damage a computer interface. You smash in another one?
Yes, I'm going to keep doing this until I die.
Okay. you
This
beat
is
yourself
too mu-
bloody,
This
and
is
you
too much,
drain,
man.
and you drain your crush of all credits.
Oh my god.
This is too much.
So by the time you die, your crush owes 50 credits, but of course, since you died anyway, they count it as a termination. So your next clone has 0 credits, but at least doesn't owe. So that means you're what, number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Going strong.
Ouch. Happy New Year there, the real Celtic Batman. By the way, if you're watching the stream, you can be a high programmer and affect what's going on here. So if you know the game Paranoia and you have some good suggestions for me, let me know and might implement them in the game.
No actual programming experience needed.
No prior programming experience actually needed. That's great. You just need to have your ultraviolet clearance, which of course, since you are here and you're supporting RPG research, of course you have that clearance. And they don't have to know. They can, I get to see this, they don't get to see, so.
Until I rewatch it and I know.
Yeah. Well,
Did I get my powerful handheld metal cutting saw?
yes, but it weighs 95 pounds.
That's handheld.
Well, because it's got to have all these
Doesn't
gear
say how many
reductions.
people have to hold it.
Yeah. So it's a 4-man unit, but it is portable.
It's on wheels.
Nope. There's 4 handles to hold it, while so 3 people hold it, 1 person operates it. So you don't have to have 4 people carry it, but to operate it, you need 4 people. But that is portable.
Right?
If you have strong
Or
enough
willing
people.
people carrying it.
Well, it depends on your strength.
Alright, now I just need to put this on some wheels.
Your basket with wheels too.
Yes, like an 80s laptop. That's right. Comment there.
You mean a room?
I had one of those. All right. You're also surprisingly, randomly given some additional equipment that you didn't ask for. You get a slug thrower. You get a laser rifle. You get 100 rounds of solid ammo. You get 50 rounds of HE ammo. Yeah, high explosive. You get 2 boxes. Sorry, you get 1 box of 20 grenades. And you get another box of 20 grenades.
I know what a slug thrower is.
And
Did I get my box?
you get a Winch G gets a slug thrower.
Did I get a brain transporter?
Yes.
They've found no such equipment listed, and you're under investigation for requesting equipment beyond your security clearance. You've got a little warning.
Did
thing.
he specify that it was a robot brain transporter that he wanted?
Yes,
Okay.
he did. They didn't understand why a red clearance person would want access to robot equipment. And even with the screwdriver, they kind of grilled you heavily for 5 minutes before they finally handed over the screwdriver. And it's only because in the mission statement it said that you were allowed to have it.
Giant saw didn't bother nobody.
And then you, being the second highest ranking, are handed an old diagram of CBI sector. I think I have.
I know.
It was handed to you?
I'm sure he's self-explanatory.
No, your new clone received it.
So,
Why do we trust this guy with anything?
Because they recruit
Because you smell of patchouli.
It's a good enough reason.
I think I needed it.
If you can't trust patchouli, what can you trust? Patchouli?
It is patchouli, but I wasn't going to correct you either. Because patchouli. Yeah. Patchouli. We're going to have patchouli.
One lid, 2 containers.
Apparently I have to whip this
I
up.
died over a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
well, you killed yourself over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not the same thing. I guess it is. You did, yeah. I did die over one.
No, my character couldn't handle all that.
I don't think your character can handle anything.
Nope.
Hooky. She's playing hooky.
Didn't know she was a hooker, huh?
Keeping that to myself.
Are you gonna go pro? It's a good thing.
Go
this is fun.
pro. I already am.
We're talking cameras, of course.
The kind of jokes
That's
PG
like what, too?
films. All I can think of is what is that? Bowling? Santa Bowling? The bowling or elf bowling movie.
There are crochet competitions.
Oh sure. I'm sure.
No, it's held by the Crochet Guild of America.
They're called hookers.
Good for them.
I'm a professional hooker. I go to competitions even. That is a sentence that Grandma could say.
You could say that if you wanted.
I mean, I'd be lying.
So who's your yarn dealer?
My grandmother is her yarn dealer. Her grandmother,
keep it
my
in the family.
grandmother. She has
Learn
many
from the
dealers.
best.
I think this is becoming a yarn of a tale.
Ignited by a guy who reads the Kool-Aid.
So the map you are given is old and beaten and weathered, and it's a crude, hand-drawn copy
That defines us perfectly.
of CBI, yeah, PKD's CBI sector.
QRS, LMNO. Other random letters thrown in.
F and R.
18. All these letters and numbers.
Let's roll for you.
Watch that. An RPG ASMR.
Roll your big ten sided.
You
simple.
don't
I don't know what it
just roll
means.
dice all the time
I do.
for everything.
I know what the Ravnica dice things are.
Yeah, okay, so you know what guild it is. So is this guild better than that guild? So
By the
you
way,
roll-
during this process, you were also given 50 credits of automatic requisition equivalent credits worth of stuff from the standard equipment and weapons list.
Huh? We
So
supposed to get
basically,
more gear?
anything you could buy like from a normal sporting goods store, figure credits. You know, this is 1980s time period, but figure credits roughly worth $1 and estimating prices for unlisted items. So if there's something else you want, name it, and I'll let you know if you can get it or not when we're doing your requisition. We're accelerating this a little bit instead of playing through every single person's flashlight. Yes,
Where to get that?
that's 10
We got
credits.
new gear.
This is you get 10. You don't
Battery
actually
charger.
get 10 credits. You just get the equivalent of equipment of 50 credits.
Oh.
So you get 50 credits of equipment maximum. You don't actually get 50 credits. Anything else you want with your main 40? Let's see. That's
I know what I need.
Battery
Wheels.
right. Some example items. Again, you can just come up with stuff.
Exactly what I was gonna order.
So flashlight 10 credits. A hot torch, gas mask, super gum or solvent, infrared specs, smoke alarm, plasticord, bullhorn, and picture of video heroine Tila O'Malley with the mirror on the reverse side. Yeah, you could do 40 feet of plasticord.
As long as it's not 40 feet of plastic.
Can I get a protein bar
Yes, 5 credits,
and a water bottle?
20 credits
Total or
with water in it.
Okay. That's... And an empty plastic bottle.
Like how big? Okay,
One of the
10
little-
more credits.
Okay. So
Airline level.
35. And then it's 1 credit per foot of
Plasticord.
and 15.
Okay, good.
There we go.
Carolyn,
I'd like a bag of screws.
a bag of screws, various sizes and types, and okay, 25 credits.
Okay.
And they are varied between standard, Phillips, Torx, Hex, a whole bunch of different heads. Okay, you have 25 credits equivalent left if you want to spend it or not.
A bullhorn.
Bullhorn is 50 credits.
Yeah, I think
He's gonna ask for an apple.
All right, you're out of time. Danielle?
Segment of
Second
bomb.
extra.
Oh.
I need a
Protein
wall
bar
cord.
bomb is more fun.
A wall cord?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, like to plug
Like a-
in
Like
an
any,
extension
like,
cord?
laptop or extension cord or I just need a cord.
Power cord.
So electrical cord,
Mm-hmm.
like an extension cord?
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay. It's twice the price of plastic cord.
Okay.
So 2 credits per foot.
Let's do it.
So you want 25-foot one? That's all
Yeah.
50 credits. Okay.
An igloo with the wheels?
What's that?
An igloo with wheels.
An igloo
Yeah.
with wheels.
Like a, yeah.
A cooler?
A cooler.
So like a little cooler ice chest
Yeah.
with wheels.
Did we visualize the same thing?
I did too.
Like a
I saw
little
big igloo. I saw a big igloo.
That is such a specific request.
It's like, why would you want that? It's not even on the
Okay.
ground. So.
What size?
So much more than 50 credits.
Okay,
I
that's
saw
about
the
50
dog
credits.
box
50
igloo.
credits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fanny pack?
Um,
I was just saying, dock you. I
For
love
fanny
packs. No,
fanny
fanny packs get a lot of grief.
security
I love fanny packs, but they get a lot of grief. And so I'm like, negative, whatever. 20 credits.
For a fanny pack?
Mhm. That's a rare item.
A notepad with pencil.
Notepad with pencil, actual pencil.
Or pen, and some writing utensil. Anything that I can write with.
Stylus. Clay tablets.
They can give you a blood pen.
Yeah, I was gonna say black.
Okay.
So to fill it with ink, you go and write with your own blood.
How much is that?
25 credits.
How
You're
much,
better off with the fanny pack.
how much for just the notepad?
Just a notepad?
Yeah.
A small one about this big,
Yeah.
like little register, 15 credits.
Okay.
Anything else?
An ice chest without wheels.
Without wheels?
Yeah.
15 credits.
Okay. I'll take the notepad and the ice chest.
Okay.
Still buy the fanny pack.
He only has 20 credits left. Oh, yeah, I guess good.
And the fanny pack.
All right, there you go.
Headlamp.
Headlamp, okay, 15 credits.
And a rolling cart.
Like how big?
Capable of holding 95 pounds.
100 credits.
Okay, so you gave me an extra 50. That puts me at 95. Anybody want to lend me 5 credits?
I'm broke.
I will.
Okay. I am flat broke.
But now you have something to carry your saw, your portable saw with.
Yep.
Portable.
Yeah.
I caused property damage to become broke.
All right. Good. Now you guys have all got that acquisition going. So after you guys were all given all of your equipment, especially the weapons, Winch G starts to grill each of you about your abilities. What kind of equipment you get there for weapons?
I have a knife and a rifle.
No. What they gave you.
They gave me? Oh, I have a slug thrower.
You know how to use one?
Not especially.
Give me that.
Okay.
Takes it. What about you?
I was given a laser rifle.
You know how to use it?
Yes.
How well? What ranking training are you at? Which you would represent your skill ranking. Mm-hmm. It's in your tree. Everybody's going to have a little bit of ability with that.
One rank.
So you should automatically have aimed weapon combat too.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
I didn't
does.
notice that too.
Then you could have spent points to get laser and then either rifle or pistol on top of that.
Okay, just aimed weapon.
To be better.
combat.
What about you?
I received 160 solid ammo.
What do you know how to shoot?
My laser pistol.
Do you have rankings in pistol? What's your aimed weapon combat ranking?
2.
What about you?
I received 50 rounds of HE ammo.
Yeah.
Don't know how to shoot, but I think I know how to use them creatively.
What about you?
What is this? And I show him a grenade.
Whoa,
Hey,
green.
scramble it.
I hit the deck.
The deck hits back.
My face hurts.
Camera to the face.
Should we head in the skull? We should just wear this. I don't.
What about you?
I have grenades.
What do you know how to do?
Bullpen throw. Hide.
Good enough.
Is that what that is?
I'm also good with lasers. Rank 3.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Give me your rifle.
I was actually just about to offer him one.
Don't talk back to me, boy. Of course you're going to do it because I told you to do it. Right? Now I'm asking you a question.
You told me not to talk back, sir.
Now I'm asking you to answer me.
Yes, of course, because you ordered me to,
Right.
sir.
Exactly. All right.
Excuse me, sir. How many hands does the slug thrower
20.
take to use?
How many hands does it take?
Hands to take.
What do you mean?
I was wondering if you could shoot 2 in by yourself.
Maybe.
Oh, I've been writing notes on the back of Johnny Be Good. What I'm confused. I have a split
All right,
personality.
He gives you guys, the rest of you back your equipment, though, because he's not sure what to do with himself at this point.
I show him my map.
Sure, if you want to.
Okay. I also got this.
What chicken scratch is this? This is your 3-year-old drawing when you were developing the crash? What am I supposed to do with this?
I don't know. I was hoping you could do something more than I could.
What's it supposed to be?
I believe it's supposed to be a map of the sector we're going to.
What?
Out of character question.
Okay, good.
How do we orientate? I'm assuming we don't have a north since we don't have an outdoors. Do we have center of
It's
the map?
going to be relative to wherever you're standing at the time.
Forward,
So,
forward.
yeah.
So there's no go.
There are no cardinal directions from the
Got it.
sounds of it.
All right.
Yeah, everything is relative,
That is harsh.
including the morality.
Relatively speaking, she's my cousin.
It's allowed in 25 states.
Someone hand John a cauliflower before he gets shot? What?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I'll take a cauliflower just in case.
Why does John need a cauliflower?
I don't know.
Audience
Dude, are you
Please elaborate
questioning one of
that.
the high programmers?
You just text a
That's
Mildly.
treason.
All right.
Yes.
That's treason.
You know,
I think it's put something in your mouth before you stick your foot in it.
All right. So Fon's like, "Which? Come on, this way. We've got requisitioned a 10-man auto car for our transportation, and carry our gear to the outer terminal CBI sector. Oh wait, no, we got to go to R&D first. This way." He turns around and goes the other direction. Come on, you slaggards.
Fast-paced stepping.
Pushing my cart along.
help him push the cart?
What's the coefficient of friction of my wheels?
Golf cart.
You have one bad wheel that just slowly drags you to the road.
As you do so, the three infrareds are joined by two robots. They come and join your line.
Why outrage
A
robots?
DocBot Model 5
No.
No.
and a Jacobot Model 360. By the way, you may have noticed the robots that just joined us. The bots. I'm the sole operator, so don't you try messing with any of them.
Jacobot
Well-
Model 3.
You. Jacobot. He's an authorized operator, too. Roger. Authorized. Yep.
Which one of these robots are we supposed to take apart?
Neither of these.
Oh.
Jeez, are you paying any attention to what our mission is? Oh, you
Destroy designated
slacker.
robot and save brain.
All right, he stops everybody. What are our mission objectives? Number 1.
Recover the bot brain.
No.
After-
Use the 1 kilometer specific device to locate.
To
No!
recover the
Go
bot
to-
brain is number
Go
one.
to R&D.
What is number 1?
Use device to locate bot within 1 kilometer of said device.
Well, right, we're supposed to
That's two.
retrieve the bot in
That's
CBI
two.
sector.
That's 2.
CBI sector. Then,
Locate lost items.
Recover bot.
recovered items. Number 2, yes. Inventory items unaccounted for the previous mission. You'll be getting a list of that. You gotta locate them. 3,
Locate the troubleshooters.
yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
Turn the
4,
Create report.
yes. Finally, someone
Wait,
pay attention.
Oh, I accidentally
And what's number 5?
figure out what a
Don't
lunar
die.
ring chat is.
The bot brain.
The bot brain's more valuable than we are.
Yes. Oh. He turns on his heel. Turns on his heel and starts marching. Then he stops and looks back at you. What?
Should I get bite of my protein bar?
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Turns on his heel and stomps away. When he turns on his heel, stomps away. Robots start
Another
following him.
cauliflower
The
for
three
you.
infrareds start following him. What do you do?
I'm gonna follow him.
And what do you do? Okay.
Day night fall.
What
Okay.
happened? I don't know what happened.
He's blah 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 blah. He held up something, stopped, turned around, looked at him, rolled his eyes, and stomped away. The 3 infrareds followed him. The 2 bots followed him. He followed him. He took a bite from his bar, then followed him. Then
I'm following.
okay,
And I follow.
then
I follow her.
okay.
Pushing my little chart.
I'll help him push that thing. I don't know how I haven't been demoted yet.
Are you trying?
Yeah, you're still red.
No, I'm just.
Oh, she nailed it. Put something in his mouth before his character puts his foot in it. Careful, that Jacobot 360 runs on Microsoft, Bob.
Oh
DocBot runs Vista, so should be bulletproof. Thank you for comments from the Peanut Gallery High
You
Programmers.
might need to turn off your ultraviolet light.
Why, because I'm getting sunburned?
Yes.
Your neck
You
is
are
actually
red.
looking to touch red.
Sir? Well,
Well,
let's
turn
be
turn
mean.
the light,
It sounds
and when you
perfect.
see it without the light, you'll be like,
Nuh-uh.
Oh, no. It
No,
looked like
it
it
was
was.
definitely the UV lighting making it look worse than it.
you looked really red.
Yes,
Oh, it's
because
fine.
I'm ruddy as could be. My
I know.
Irish Finnish heritage.
He's Ruddy Rudy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, this is probably a warning.
Yes, cousin.
Look at your potential future.
I'd say don't trust them. They're trying to have you downgrade yourself.
Right. They're trying to take away my infrared ranking. Yeah.
Your ultraviolet ranking.
Your ultraviolet ranking, excuse
You'll
me.
just be purple.
All right. Yeah. Actually, I think we'll stop that for the moment.
Get moving immediately.
La 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 la.
Well, and you're still getting it on you, but it's not direct now.
Right,
So
yeah, yeah. Okay. At least it's not blinding me quite as much. So now you are heading to
Our deaths.
R&D,
Our clones.
PDK sector.
Research in depth.
All right, research center for PDK sector is located in isolated facilities, some distance from the residential industrial centers. So he takes you out to the auto car, has you all load up your gear and yourselves into the auto car. It's going to take several people to load your thing into it. Does anybody help him?
Nope.
Sure.
I will.
Nope.
It's a 4-man lift. Come on, guys. Robot. In disguise.
Doesn't respond to you.
What does the Jacobot do?
Well, Jacobot does various tech services, operations, maintenance, info search, analysis, engineering, communications, things like that.
It's a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it didn't do Jack.
yeah.
I mean, it would have been helpful if it was a jack.
I would say you don't know Jack, but you've been put in
Well,
charge.
a lot of what it can do depends on what your skills are, which could be a challenge. All right, so everything's loaded except for his big giant thing.
Well, 3 of us tried to load it.
Oh, 3 of you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then that's enough. It only takes 2 strong people to get it in there, or
Okay.
3 not so strong. All right, you get it.
I'm actually quite
But
strong.
it's making the... Yeah, but you said you didn't help. So that doesn't do any
No,
good.
I said I helped.
Oh, you did?
I said I didn't.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so you get it all
Oh,
loaded,
really,
but you're all,
really?
because of his gear, you're all squished in here because of his big giant thing. What would be normally fairly roomy for 10 people is quite crushed because there's so many of you. There are 10 of you, and you've got all this extra gear and that giant thing. So everybody is squished into this auto car. It starts trundling along, and it's grinding because it's riding so low from the weight. It's going... Yeah.
Suggestion for efficiency, since this has wheels and cargo has wheels, and you have plastic board, we tie it behind it and drag it.
I'm willing to sacrifice my plastic cord for that.
So stop the auto car?
Yeah.
So you're going to talk to Winchy?
Sir, Winchy, if we drag this behind there, it will alleviate the load.
Do it! Okay. Unload it, hook it up behind like a trailer.
Yep.
That helps. Still pretty loaded up with everybody in it. It is at capacity, but at least it's not grinding on the ground. And takes off. So you go for a number of kilometers into an isolated part of PDK sector, some distance from the residential and industrial centers. You go through a long, 10-kilometer long transit tunnel. You emerge into the tunnel into the research center compound, but it immediately has to detour around the ruins of what might have been a building complex, currently smoldering, as workers are sifting through the rubble and dozebots are knocking down remnants of standing walls. You're directed to a more remote set of buildings by guards, who, by the way, mentioned to you that the rubble is the remnants of an ordnance testing lab that blew up recently.
It was a successful test, obviously.
So you're eventually conducted to a large set of doors in the second set of buildings. And inside you see numerous doors down long corridors. At each door you see a blue or green security guard with weapon at the ready. You're eventually conducted to a large green door and ushered into a large room filled with strange devices and assorted testing equipment. So you see a lot of people in various colored lab coats, but obviously according to their ranking. You see some with orange and yellow and green coated staff members, technicians who are ambling about. Some seem to be aimlessly, others seem to be very purposeful. And you see some more unconventional looking characters. People who look like, they look kind of shady, kind of.
Mutants.
No, but their hair's all a mess, and yeah, there's some interesting characters here. One you see in a horribly malformed body, but looks fairly young, yellow ranking. And another one who is spouting all kinds of words that sound really treasonous from afar, though you don't have full context, who is in a blue lab coat. And another one who is just kind of bald up here with wild frazzled gray hair off to the sides, who's got just a really wild look to his eyes, kind of going in two directions simultaneously. And he's laughing, Eureka! as he's pouring chemicals together, seemingly haphazardly, and they're starting to foam and fizzle and make ominous bubbling noises.
What color is he in?
Blue. There's another one in yellow who is hanging around with someone who's an indigo, kind of following along, but he seems very stiff and prim and seems like military type. He doesn't really seem to fit here at all in yellow. And there's one in indigo who seems, very outwardly calm and such, and has two blue bodyguards following along, as well as the other one in yellow. When she's like, you go talk to the one in indigo. I think that's Samson I. He's gonna in charge here. Go check it out.
Okay, I head over to Samson I.
Okay.
Can't wait till I get a yellow uniform so my stripe doesn't show.
All right, so you head on up to him. He looks over at you. Yeah, what is it?
I've been sent here to get some items for a routine bot brain retrieval.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Got some equipment. Let's come on over here this way. And what was your designation?
My designation is Gil R. Good 1.
Good. Good. Come this way. Serial number 25973R2.
I apologize. Can you repeat that? I'm slow.
25973R2.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like this one?
Yes.
Great. Sign him 25973R2. Rest of you, come on over here. Come on. Don't be shy. Welcome. Everybody roll your Moxie with 2d10. Yeah, thumb up if you succeed, if you roll your stat or lower. All right, those of you who succeeded get the feeling that though he seems fairly calm on the outside, in his eyes, he looks like a rabbit ready to bolt at any second, like he's ready to jump out of his skin. He looks terrified just in his eyes. Rest of them calm, kind of snooty demeanor, not a problem. But those who succeeded, you pick up this is a person in absolute terror, ready to jump out at the slightest explosion or something.
Is there such thing as an exceptional success?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. I'll keep my eyes open for it, but I didn't see anything. So, we have very precious resources here at R&D, and they must not be squandered. The computer is generous, but nothing should be taken for granted. Understood?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. You.
Yes.
Here's a PDK R&D 15934 for you.
Thank you.
It's a remote control surveillance drone. Moves on lighter than air support. Driven by 2 small propeller motors, it can be operated with a control stick or by simple verbal commands. It moves at walk speed and is not extremely maneuverable. It's limited to line of sight for both verbal communication and joystick control. It's semi-smart and does need some training. But it's been working fine here in the lab. Here, demonstrate. And he shows it going here and there. There's the controls. Do you have any kind of skill set that would apply to that? Any kind of technical skill set?
Technical.
Operational? You might want to give it to somebody else who has more technical.
services or computers.
I have engineering.
Okay. So for this would be a robotics thing.
I don't have robotics.
That's out.
So you might want to ask the rest of your group if anybody here has robotics,
Anyone?
because you want robotics operation. Because you'll
Bueller?
notice there's a whole bunch of bots underneath.
Anybody?
Nobody has robotics.
Can the robots?
Nobody was in technical nobody allocated
I have-
technical
I
services.
have one in technical service.
All right. Anybody else have technical services?
I
I do.
But it's
I
a
do.
computer.
Okay.
an
It's a
operation
computer, though.
of computers.
Oh yeah, that's computers operation. Okay, that's not robotics though.
Can the robots control robots?
That's against security compliance.
No, just jackal.
Do you have any technical services? So you were given a Jacobot with no ability. Oh, that'll go lovely. All
But
right.
you were cleared for it.
So at least you have something in technical services, but you're only at a 1, huh?
I am only at
Well, that'll be fun. Okay. Well, you're as good a candidate as any, it sounds like. And yours is in engineering? Okay, that's good to know for reference. All right. You. PDK R&D 3498, designer unknown. This is salvaged from an abandoned OR Armed Forces base. It is power armor. Demonstrate. It's like mecha. Weighs about 4 tons. Comes in. Starts knocking over desks and vials and crunching into the ceiling because it's having trouble fitting.
Now you can just carry this.
And it moves really slowly and then falls through the floor up to its waist. And you hear below
Maybe
and something
not.
crunched underneath.
Someone-
That's yours.
I'm gonna keep pushing my car.
Look at all the cool stuff.
Naturalist gets the mecha.
Do you have any vehicle services skills?
No.
Does anybody have vehicle services skills?
No.
X9 in the ball.
Operation, anything? Wow. Okay. Nope.
I have hostile environments.
Okay.
That's what
Well-
Hostile environment.
There you go. Vehicle services. All right. Next.
Do you want it?
PDK R&D 2364. This is you, Carolyn. PDK R&D 2364. Designer unknown, salvaged. It's a portable power drill / jackhammer.
Oh.
So it could be either mode.
Sir, I was told something about a looter wing shaft. something that we were supposed to pick up here?
All right, well,
Then you got what
Ah!
yellow snake.
Flatline.
Stainless steel fallopian tubes.
That's an old mechanics and engineering joke. There's no such thing as a lunar wang shaft. Who told you that?
Yellow? Nessie.
Don't know. Anyway, no, just no such thing.
Point is, you got played.
Just you, though.
Anyway, that's what you got. Portable power drill / jackhammer PDK R&D 2364. It works perfectly.
Trademark.
It works perfectly.
Can I show us a demonstration?
No.
Okay.
Use it when you need it. Don't use it until you need it.
Gosh.
Don't use it until you need it.
Can I?
Does it only
Don't use it till you need it. Next.
Can I use it on my robot?
To get you out.
I got engineering.
PDK R&D 30345 hands it to you. It's a wand about this big, weighs about 10 pounds, so it almost might take 2 hands. So it's a wand with a big flat space on it, all sorts of circuitry and everything. Looks really impressive, but it's pretty heavy. And this is a really high quality metal detector. Try it.
It's a digital.
Just push that button. Beep, 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 beep.
Is it detecting
Try it.
itself?
No, it detects metal. Beep, 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 beep. As you wave it around, it beeps because the entire
There's metal
everything is
everywhere.
metal around you. See, it works perfectly.
Should call it a little range.
It's a
So metal
Frickin'
wand
bat.
metal detector
It's a
weighs
digital
10
cricket
pounds.
bat.
All right.
So I got a loud thing. It's just gonna make lots of noise.
PDK R&D. This is cross-reference from 25973R2. Cross-reference to PDK R&D 12456. It's a personal anti-grav unit.
A ceiling slapper.
And so they hand it off to you. It was working beautifully a minute ago, so here you go. That should work just fine for you. And moving along to the next one. He seemed very anxious to hurry and move on to the next one. This is a PDK R&D 647/25. It is a computer-assisted plasma generator. The aiming and firing is controlled by computer. All you have to do is give verbal commands to the weapon system's control. Sometimes there can be a delay as it asks for confirmation or override a safety feature, so keep that in mind. And when it's searching for targets, it can be very literal, so be careful about following your directions to the T. So, yeah, there you go.
My favorite color is green.
PDK or TPK?
Now there's more mine.
Does winch key get up?
And of course, as promised by Peter I, we've designed a device to locate the robot that you're supposed to retrieve. Where is that? And Winch G goes, I already picked it up over here, since these other lackeys didn't remember to ask for it.
Do you have something to track the missing items and troubleshooters?
Which kind of sex?
At least a list of all the distinguishers in it.
No.
It's a multi-detection device, so you'll be able to use it as needed. You see Winch G look really skeptically at him at that.
I mean, I trust him. This is the guy who gave me a giant robot.
So why do you trust him because he gave you one of those?
I have a giant robot now.
Yes. in the floor.
Yes. It's still a giant robot.
Yes, and can you control
That
it?
seems to be an orange ring thing.
We're not going to be able to fit that in the auto car.
Anyway, you can carry the auto car.
It'll take us a week to get to the CBI sector with how slow that is.
Sir, why don't we just use the anti-gravity?
Knock yourself out. I'll be at the auto car. And he quickly turns and walks quickly away, eyeing the outfit. Otherwise, you might want to ask for something else. And he leaves. What do you do? Okay, you follow him. Okay, what do you do?
Can I live in this thing?
No, you need to get it out of here. It's been allocated to you, unless you're going to take something else from consignment.
It'll be fine.
He's like,
Do I
"Oh, well."
control it with the controller, or do I get into it?
You got to climb into it. It uses your movements.
Does it run as fast
Of course,
as
you
the
got to figure out the
auto car?
rest.
No,
You don't need
it's
manuals for
slow
these
walk.
things. It's completely intuitive.
I'm gonna get into this thing and just start walking.
Okay, so what is your auto armor training?
0.
-1.
Pretty much.
-10.
See if there's a category for that.
We'll see how many.
Remember that scene in Iron Man where the suit churned around?
It has more.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
I really was hooked, but it, like, wasn't hooked well enough. Yes, I know, I'm a hooker. I wasn't told.
So what is your vehicle services skill?
Zip.
Zed?
Yep.
Okay.
What is that?
Roll 5d10 and apply it to your
No.
So would we talk current tricks? No.
Not today. Just nodding at the
Moxie, and then roll 3d10 and
Certainly
apply it,
possible.
and then apply it to your mechanical aptitude. So first the Moxie
Doesn't
to try
need
to
to
figure it out.
Literally impossible.
He has a 4 for Moxie and he's
Roll
fine.
it anyway.
Let us see how much I blow this
Is
thing
there
up.
Yeah.
something burning?
Oh, that was only okay.
That's
That's a 10.
That is a 10.
What?
Do smell something a
Would
bit.
you like more dice?
Like warm.
Yeah.
Pre-burn.
Yeah, so we got
Well, you
10.
need
Is
to-
there something
The heater on?
overheating?
I've already rolled that.
You need 5.
Yeah, yeah, but
so
there's
just. Oh, I didn't see you having
yeah. So 10, 16, 23, 29, 32. So 32 for that Moxie.
There you over here. It's been on all this time.
8 times the number.
But
I
does
haven't
it
smelled
mean
it
something's
since
And
not
then
burning?
17 for my aptitude.
Oh my gosh. You're two worst scores.
Yeah, I know.
Seems okay.
I regret it now.
Keep me
As a
posted
bare
if you smell
minimum, I'm
more.
making this kind of wonderfully.
It might just because you're in R&D.
I checked my hair.
What'd you get?
32 over 4 for that Moxie.
So that was your effort to figure out how to operate it. Now your manual dexterity.
No, I thought you said mechanical aptitude.
Sorry, mechanical aptitude. Sorry, yeah. Mechanical
That
aptitude.
would be a 17 over 5.
Okay. Goody.
So,
So
what
you
chaos
start
just
pushing
ensued?
buttons and trying to activate and get yourself in there, and it activates and it starts spinning around, and like the top starts spinning and spinning. Luckily, it doesn't like break your legs. You're spinning inside of it,
It was jelly.
and then you stop it, which then makes the bottom half start spinning, and you start burrowing into the ground,
My body is ready!
grinding down, trashing everything underneath. You hear a few more. Ah! Oh! You fall through another floor.
At least
Fall
one of
through
them
another
is
floor.
William.
Fall through another floor. What was the first roll?
32 over 4.
Okay, so you fall 28 levels down into the ground, leaving this big hole. By the time you get to the end, the whole lower half is glowing white hot, and you are sweating, and steam is pouring out. And now you hear a woot, 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 generator overload. Nuclear generator overload.
God.
Nuclear generator overload. Woot, 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 woot,
We're all
woot.
get
What
in
do
the
you
auto
do?
I think
car.
we're all gonna die.
I get in the auto car.
Okay.
Not far enough.
I push its limits.
What do you do?
I do what I just did.
What?
I
Try to do it
essentially
again?
I repeat the thing I just did.
Okay.
If it caused such chaos the first time, it must
Okay.
undo
So
it the
you're,
second
what are you
time.
doing while this is all going on? So you're just standing there staring down the
Because I'm
hole as he
like-
goes.
I can't catch you.
So is that what you're doing though? Just staring down the hole, or?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing?
I ran to the auto car.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm gonna relabel R&D to dodge, and I'm gonna get out of it.
Okay.
I get in the car just behind
Winch G and the
Winch
S3
G, and I say, it's going nuke.
he was already like.
See, how do we know that? We
Ready
don't
to go.
know that though.
Yeah, you don't know that. You weren't. there.
I'm lying.
Okay, that's fine. Roll your chutzpah. 2d10, yeah.
12 out of 10.
Okay, he doesn't believe you. He doesn't care.
Yeah, the minute
He
I
was nervous anyway.
I saw that thing drop down, I was like, I'm getting out.
All right, so you three, you said early on,
I was like,
you're all in
I'm
the auto
tired.
car. You're back at the auto car. You can see smoke billowing out of all the windows. People running out of the building everywhere. People are jumping out of second floor windows. People are fleeing the building as fast as possible. Winch's, how much longer are those other two going to take? I'm not going to wait much longer here.
He said, go ahead, they'll catch up.
Okay, so it bottomed out. Now you can hear the alert from below. You still
I
wait and
run.
watch? Okay, you run. As you kept running in and get in there, do you inform what you saw? To that, you give him information about what you saw, or what do you say as you come
Oh
running
yeah, I fell down to the bottom.
in? Is he coming?
I don't know.
I'm not waiting any longer.
Is it coming up?
You can now see the building is starting to tremble, the whole building. You can feel the floor rumbling. He tells the auto car to go in emergency mode. Yeah, it's bouncing along, exactly. You get into the tunnel. Just as you get into the tunnel, mushroom
I
cloud.
think you just wanted to
Add
die.
another. Pump up your clone number.
I
You're on
honestly
5.
don't think my... What is the term for my whole clone line?
Your crush.
I don't know why the computer would allow another one to come out.
It's just the way the system works. So
Oh dear lord.
you want to question how the system works?
That's
No.
crazy.
All right, bump it up a number. So you guys are cruising along. You get a nice boost from the explosion through the tunnel before the tunnel collapses. Yeah, you get an extra boost. So you get to BCI much faster than normal specifications would allow. The back end and the equipment's a little singed and slightly irradiated. Glows a little bit, but you'll probably be okay. And waiting there is him.
I don't know how I got here.
Obviously without the robot suit. Well, because you are clearly, you were told to report here. You were given all the other same equipment prior to going to R&D.
Just this time not a big suit.
But this clone was told to make there, or wait
Okay.
there. And, but you were given something different as allocation for this mission. A
Canary.
That actually might be useful.
Became dead.
What?
a pair of rocket boots.
Oh my goodness.
Rocket boots.
I have been given rocket boots.
Yep.
Oh god.
Is that also
How
considered
many
a
of us
vehicle?
is he gonna kill with this one?
So
The boots have 12 individual rockets on
He
each
uses the
foot,
rocket boot to shove it into this
each
robot.
independently controlled by switches on the control belt. So there's 24 switches.
Okay, I learned from last time. I'm just not gonna touch this
Yeah,
thing.
but they are on you. You've got the belt and the boots with 12 rockets on each foot.
What's that?
And with a lot of switches around the belt.
You press the
So
button.
he's standing
I'm
there.
not
Well, they're
gonna-
not there. They're pulling up. You're standing there. You see this guy. standing there with the belt with all the switches and these rocket boots with all these rockets.
Can we knock it out of the car?
So it comes screeching to a halt. The little trailer thing slams into the back.
Hi guys.
And
Can we
anybody
remove
want to
them?
make a note of the damage to the computer provided equipment from that? All right. The door slowly
Well, we're gonna all charge at the hand.
opens up from the auto car, and Winch G shakily gets out of the car, looks over at you. All right, so now you are outside of CBI sector.
Thank goodness that place was dangerous.
Yeah, you've heard stories about R&D frequently. Oh, by the way, there's a picture of the boots in operation.
Oh God.
As one that goes each direction.
He looks like he's a zombie, essentially, from my angle. Fucking ripped up.
All right. Enough of those shenanigans. Okay, get to the public entrance platform of CBI sector, and let's see. Public entrance. Main complex transit Honor Road. I'm gonna make sure I got this the right direction here. Winch G orders you
I
all to
honestly
start
survived
unloading.
longer than I predicted, though. Remember, I said I'd be down my last one in 30 minutes.
Winch G orders you all to start unloading and ready your gear. What do you do?
I start running my gear.
Okay.
I was already outside
Yep,
of the vehicle.
you bet. That's fine.
So.
But you're still given a choice to do something if you want to do anything, like greet everybody.
Hi, everyone. Want a bite of this protein
Does
bar?
he still have the protein bar?
He was given a fresh protein bar. Same allocation. It's a fresh one.
I'm
'cause
getting out
it
of the
was
vehicle
melted.
and preparing myself.
Okay.
I get out of the vehicle and help him unattach the
No,
thing.
thank
Okay.
you.
I get out and help unload the vehicle.
Okay.
Getting the saw blade ready with the plasma rifle blade on top of it.
Okay.
Sure.
The computer poisoned it so he died.
This is a faulty line.
This
We
is what
gave
happens
it the
when you get
lemming
clones of clones
glitch.
of clones. You stop cloning the original, you're just making clones of clones.
All right.
That's what happens when you clone a clone.
Mm-hmm.
They just get
I think I'm
And
doing this
cloning.
correctly. Yeah. All right. So as you guys arrived, you saw that there were 5 access doors, but they all but one have been walled over. The remaining door is heavily shielded and reinforced. All along the platform are internal security notices reading "Danger! Closed to all citizens and access by ultraviolet only." So as you guys finish unloading, he goes and has you assemble on the platform in front of the remaining door, and then tries to establish procedures. Nobody does anything without receiving orders or without requesting permission. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
And near you. Is that clear?
Sir, I is not ordered to speak.
When I ask a question, you answer the question when I ask it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Understood.
Yes, sir.
You are going to be in 2 pairs, alternate leapfrogging as point men. So one of you with a slug thrower and the other one with a laser rifle. One of you is the experimental plasma generator. You'll be on point.
I have the plasma generator and the rifle.
Give that to someone else.
Who wants the plasma generator?
No. You keep the plasma generator. Give the rifle to someone else.
But I'm the best shot.
Oh. Fine, give the plasma generator to someone who can use it.
Who knows? Okay. Here you go. Don't hurt my baby.
Alright, so you're taking point.
Nice knowing you.
It's a pleasure working with you.
So, who's got the slug thrower? Raise your hand. He looks at his. Who wants a slug thrower? Who wants a slug thrower?
I already have one.
You take it.
No!
Uh-oh!
What did you say?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Alright. Slug thrower. Laser rifle? You two. Right behind point. Okay, so you two are behind him. Laser rifle?
I'm the laser rifle. And grenades.
Oh,
Pushing
I'm sorry.
saw blade.
Who was the...
I got the plasma.
Okay, so you're in point.
Oh, I'm
It was whoever had the plasma was point. So you two are behind her. Then laser rifle, slug thrower,
Grenades.
slug thrower.
Like fire.
Alright, you two behind those two.
I grab the screwdriver and make it accessible.
Okay.
Tuck.
It's like you know me.
Then
I am pushing my saw and resting the laser on top of the saw.
who has the multi-quarter?
What?
The detector.
Oh, that's me.
Give that to someone else.
Here.
I start trying to turn it on.
I also give him the wand.
Alright.
Heavy.
And then I and these three will bring up the rear.
It's heavy.
Go on.
Catch.
Come on, let's get going.
Okay.
Remember, you two leapfrog each other. Cover each other and leapfrog each time you go. You four.
You-
You two and you two. You two and you two. You take the point.
Okay.
You two leapfrog. You two leapfrog. Got it? Good. Go. We've got some scrub bots backing us up here to make sure that they'll keep everything clean as we go.
Question.
Hmm?
What weapon are you carrying?
Oh, I got my pistol and my rifle.
Grenade?
I'll take one of those.
Yeah. You want the pen?
Gosh.
Did you just do that? Ah!
Did I run away very quickly?
He hurls it back out of the open area with alacrity in the middle of open complex. Boom!
They work!
You are going on report. Get in there! Get in there!
How do you do something like that and you end up
Nice.
reported? I haven't been reported either.
Because you've died, so we don't.
You're
we can't be
prettier.
like that person.
Okay, so there's
You're
a
not
couple of
yellow.
robots also following, scrub bots, about a meter tall. They're moving about on plastic tracked carrier. The body of the robot's a cylinder with two heavy work arms and a turret on top with four light manipulators. The scrub and vacuum elements of the scrub bots are in the work arms, and they're going back and forth, kind of just scrubbing the floor, following behind.
Is one of them a wet vac? So we wouldn't need one.
Scrub bots. Okay. So he's like, all right, point, open the door.
I open the door
All right, you open the door.
and I crouch.
Okay, and you crouch. Then what?
Then I slowly poke my head in.
All right, just inside. Initially hidden from view. You see 2 standard guard bots. Not moving, just on each side of the door on the inside.
I throw a command at the guard bots.
You what?
A common command that people would tell guard bots to let
A
us through.
common command.
Yeah, I don't.
What is your bot skill?
Oh, we have here is
I have technical services, computers, and operations. So
You have
3.
no idea, so try whatever you want to try. Remember, a lot of stuff is just voice
computer
activated.
operations, wouldn't that give me a little bit more knowledge?
If you have no bot experience, you have no bot experience, so your guess is as good as anything else. So, what do you say? Oops, sorry.
It's all good.
Bots. What are you protecting?
They are unresponsive, non-moving, no lights. They don't seem to be activated in any way.
Guard box.
Come on, move
report.
on in there. Don't dally.
Okay.
I leapfrog over her.
Okay, you leapfrog past. No, stay behind the point. You two
You
and you
said
two
leapfrog.
leapfrog. Yes, but don't leapfrog on a point. Leapfrog the 4 of you with the 2 of you.
I skirted along the wall on the right side.
Okay, on the right side, skid
Matt.
along the wall. Okay,
After.
I shoot the bot.
do you?
Yeah.
Computer property? You want to just start shooting the computer property?
What?
Slug thrower.
I don't know how to use the slug thrower.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, okay. All right.
It was an accident.
That's fine.
Yeah, right.
That's fine.
After I leapfrog.
Now you got to figure out how. We had to figure this out sooner or later.
Which one is it?
Yeah, hang on.
Who's got the detector?
I do.
What are you doing with it?
I'm just turning it on.
Okay, base percentage is 15 plus 5 times the highest skill number. Alright, that's easy enough. So what is your aimed weapon combat? What weapon is this? The slug thrower?
Yes.
What's your highest aimed weapon combat skill? So you have basics, aimed weapon combat. Do you have anything under laser or projectile?
No.
So just a 2 in aimed weapon combat? Nothing under that?
Yep.
Maintenance.
No, we're just talking about under aimed weapon combat because this is shooting your weapon. All right, so that means you have a 25% chance of success. So you're trying to shoot which bot, right or left, facing it?
Right.
Okay, roll percentile. You want to roll 25 or lower?
13.
Oh, all right. You managed to shoot the bot on the right. Now I figure out how to do damage.
Right in the brain.
Such low chances. But they were.
And this was a slug thrower.
Mm-hmm. With the explosive rounds?
I'm not sure. Not.
EMP rounds.
Solid slug.
Yeah, I have solid.
Almost a solid snake.
Solid ammo.
Oh, so there is a fumble if you roll really high, depending upon the weapon. So like super high rolls can fumble, malfunction and such.
Don't touch
So
it,
these like
Max.
single rounds. These like burst rounds. What? How do I keep track of that?
I don't think the color matters. It's rounds before reload. You fire a single round, I believe. As far as I can tell. Alright, where's damage? Damage table, here we go. Whoa. Okay, robot damage. Okay, got a cross reference. You're using a solid.
should have told him I had the pen.
Slug. Slug thrower.
Just let him find out on his
slug.
own.
7. So that's a 7. Okay. Now roll. So you hit it. Now roll percentile. Well, I guess I roll where you hit it.
No, you
Okay,
need to go
you
yourself to the outside.
did. You have
Right,
caused
make your way
a
to the
short
outside.
circuit. You hit it in the chest and caused a short circuit. Make note of that. That'll come up in a little bit. At the moment, you just see sparks and stuff inside its chest, like, and it seems to be shorting out and such internally. Okay, so you fired off your first shot, and Winch's like, "What are you doing? It wasn't even moving."
I got scared.
Gets him from emotion.
Okay, who was with you? Him, with the laser.
Sure.
So are you?
I'm the laser
Yes.
rifle.
Okay, but who was
Well,
paired up with you?
Max.
Max is paired up with you. So, what do you do? Because you two were right behind Point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you do next? After next?
I leapfrogged.
Yeah.
I just kind of questioningly look at her
Okay.
and proceed forward.
So you
with the
step in
mission.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go forward, right, or left? When you go in, forward, right, or left? She shot the bot on the right. She
go,
went right, hugging the wall.
I'll go with left.
You'll go left. All right. Spread out. You can do more damage that way, Nickman. All right. So you two, or who two? Who?
Me and Dan.
You two. Okay.
You do.
Which two?
Me and Dan.
These.
I
No.
think. No?
What did he have? The
I have the laser rifle and the
Sensor.
saw.
Yeah. Oh,
he
okay.
has the multi-sensor. Okay.
Yeah.
So you two.
Okay.
All right.
Can I use some cord to
Anything
tie
for 11.
my flashlight and knife on the top and bottom of my rifle?
Okay, so you're
Right.
tying on your flashlight knife to your rifle.
As we're going into combat.
All right, so he's fiddling with his
Yes.
plastic cord, tying that on. What are you doing?
I move right down to the middle between them, using my saw blade as my shield, my light shining out there, and my laser rifle based on the top there going, which one do I shoot?
Just get in there!
I am in there!
What do you see?
I see robots!
You'll also see more. What do you do?
I'm trying to turn on the multi-sensor.
Okay, you turn it on. So far, nothing. You're scanning, though. So far, nothing.
So far, nothing.
No metal.
Get in there!
I found out that he's
I
sitting there.
follow in behind him.
Okay. Everybody roll your moxie and give me thumbs up or down.
How many do I
2d10.
I already know this is gonna play out.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, I know the.
You roll a d8 there.
I know.
By
I know
one.
the second time I've done it.
Are we doing
11 out of
percentile?
12.
No, not percentile.
Okay.
This is a
I got a 3 out of
moxie
12
check.
earlier, but now I got 11 out of 12.
All right. Those of you who succeeded, those of you who didn't, you don't know this, but those of you who succeeded, you'll notice that what you're seeing is not what you were told to expect. Right? I mean, none of this really fits the description of what you were told to expect so far. Just something to notice for those of you who notice. The others of you are joyfully oblivious.
So as usual.
So, as you, those of you who went in, you see an empty 10-man autocar. Okay, so you come through the door. You see escalators going up and down between you and the platform extending. So it goes, the platform extends about 50 feet that way and about 50 feet that way, and then about 100 feet into the dark that way. And in front of you are intersecting, perpendicular escalators going up and down, right? Not operating, but they're just steps at this point, but they would be escalators. Beyond the escalators, about 30 feet from where you are inside the door, you can see an autoway and an auto car sitting on that autoway. In addition to the 2 guard bots that you see. The ceiling is arched along the transit tunnel away from the platform. Along the left and right walls, the autoway hangs suspended above the lower half of the transit tunnel, which is below the lower level of the... So there's levels here, right? You guys are up at this level. You're at the upper level, and you can see through the escalator stuff that there are the middle and lower level below you, if you took the stairs down and such. Is that somewhat clear? This isn't laid out the best way to read this to you, but basically at the top level, there's 3 levels below you. And so you got an autoway up here, you got another autoway runway down here, and then down below you can see what looks like a cargo level at the edge of your light. Okay.
As surgically as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that'll, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You're not.
Because
part of
remember,
robot
you were
liberation
told
league,
that.
are
So remember, these 2 scrub bots joined you guys as you came up, and you were told that this place was discontinued. So why are the scrub bots in? These again, the ones with thumbs up. Why are the scrub bots following you around in operation? In fact, the platform, you notice, is perfectly clean and very well maintained for a place that's supposed to have been abandoned for more than 50 years.
Can I look at Winch to see if he seems like it's strange?
He is still just outside the door with the 3
he hasn't
infrareds,
seen it.
just kind of peering in, but he has not stepped through the doorway yet. What do you see?
You should come look.
Tell me what you see. It's an order.
I see bots that are dead and a lot of clean stuff.
Looks like an operational area. Are we in the correct zone?
Yes, definitely. What do you see? He
That's
takes
robots.
one tentative step in with the other infrared ones, but he's just like barely in the doorway. Go check out that auto car over there.
I check it out.
On point.
Look, you follow your marching order there.
Okay, so I
Point
open
and
the door.
leapfrog.
I open the door and roll like so if it opens like this.
Well, you got to get all the way over to it
Oh,
first.
okay.
So
Oh,
you
okay.
gotta
When
go,
I
you gotta
go
go
over there-
around the escalators and then, a
Okay.
little bit, and then to the auto car.
Okay, I'll tell you how I opened up the auto car.
All right. So you're heading that way, though. You're making
Yeah.
your way. How are you making your way there? You're
Very
just sauntering. Okay. So using the escalator for protection.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
way down.
As you work your way around. All right. What about the first 2 leapfroggers? You 2 gonna wait for them to leapfrog you?
I'm
You're
we're
gonna
already in
wait
front.
for them. Oh, you guys already leapfrogged, didn't
Yeah.
you? Okay. So now they're in front of you. So you guys gonna wait for them to pass you then
Yep.
next? Okay.
I'm just
So what do
prepared
you
to
guys
provide
do?
covering
Leapfrog
fire.
again.
Okay. So you leapfrog, go running up to the escalators, or what? Where do you go?
I go to the car.
Okay, you go run up to the car behind Point. Okay. What do you do? You were wandering off to the left there. Do you go around, or where do you go?
I'm going to catch up to the point.
Okay, so you all 3 of you are now up at the auto car. Okay, what do you 2
My
do?
way downtown.
I'm preparing to provide cover fire
From where?
from behind my saw blade thing.
Yeah, but where? Inside.
Well,
here.
I came in.
Yep.
They leapfrogged over there. I'm
Yep.
maintaining my
So
position.
how far in are you from the door?
30 feet.
Okay, so that would put you 30 feet would put you like you're right next to the escalator because another 15 feet is the auto car, or 10 feet is the auto car. So you're kind of on the left side of the escalator, pointing towards the auto car.
Correct.
Okay.
I go on the far side of the escalator looking back at the door.
Just
So
in case
on
it's
the
a
right
shade
side of
ground
it, but watching back at the door?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, sure, that's totally doable.
I watch your back.
Covering the door.
Covering the door with your detector. So when she's like, get in there, he kind of shoves you in towards the escalator. Get over and use that on the auto car. Check that auto way.
I head over to the auto car with the detector.
All right, so you get on over there. All right, so you guys are now at the auto car.
So starting with the back door, I open the door, roll around, and like grab the next door, open the next door, and like dive down in front of the car.
And it starts up and runs
All
over.
right, so you see this
And I
10
blow
man.
up
Hang
the
on.
inside of the car.
You see this 10-man auto car sitting on the autoway with its doors open,
Oh, they were open.
seemingly awaiting its passengers as they normally are. Everything seems normal.
Too normal.
Well, then I touch the steering wheel.
So you go inside.
No,
You
I
just
don't
reach
go
inside.
inside. I just reach
There's
inside
no
and
steering
touch-
wheel. These are auto cars.
Oh, whatever sits there that
Which means they're
normally-
pre-programmed to go somewhere.
Did you ever see the 90s Total Recall? Hi, I'm Johnny Cab. What's the destination you'd like to go to, right?
Okay.
Kind of like that, except there's no
So I
mannequin
just
of a...
stick my
person.
arm in and activate it.
All right, you stick
Oh,
your arm
that
in,
does it.
you hear a little... doo-doo-doo. Destination.
Robot?
Doo-doo-doo. Requested
brain.
destination.
Take me to the bot brain.
Bot brain.
Please enter the car and we will take you to destination. Doo-doo-doo.
I turn around and I look dead in the eye of the guy's name.
Winch G?
Yeah.
Well, he's way back by the door, so that would be through the escalator. That's a good 35 feet back.
Okay, well I
55
like
feet.
I have laser
I
vision.
like lean that way and I
Okay.
go and I try and make eye contact to the best
Yep.
of my ability and I go, it's an empty auto car, sir. This,
Check it out!
This place looks functional.
Check it out!
It wants us to get inside.
Check it out!
We're taking the auto car. Catch
Great.
up if you can.
Report back once you know.
Okay, I'm gonna push my my thing up to behind the thing so we can
Okay.
strap it
So you
in.
start attaching it. Okay. What do you do? Who's you two? What do you two do? Because she's going back and forth talking to him. What do you do while they're doing
Hop in
that?
the car.
Hop in the car? Okay.
I'll do the same.
Okay, hop in the car.
Turn my flashlight on.
Turn your flashlight off. Okay. And
Click.
all right. There are lights operating in here.
So I turn it off.
And is that it? Is that all you do?
I'm gonna keep watching Dan and.
Okay. All right.
Is there space in the car?
Yes, it's 10-man auto car. Lots of space. Especially with that winch G and the 3 infrareds.
Which we don't need.
I call back to Winch G. Do you want us to follow this car?
Use your detector. Yes, get in the car and see where you can find. Come on, do your mission.
Okay. I head into the car.
Okay, you get in the car. All right, you finished cinching it on up.
And I get in the
Hey,
back.
what about the escalator?
Yeah, escalator's not operating. It was just in stairs mode.
Before we go, do you need another
Sometimes
grenade?
escalators kick in when somebody steps on them. So, you know. What'd you say?
I said, before we go, do you need another grenade?
Shut up. You're lucky I didn't stick that in your mouth. Destination, please.
Bot
Last
brain.
destination.
Bot brain.
PDK sector
Sunglasses.
Bot
CBI.
brain not understood.
CDI PDK
Last destination
sector.
understood. Please keep all hands and arms in the vehicle. Do you get in the vehicle?
Yes, I'm in the
Okay.
back.
So everybody's in the vehicle now, right?
Except for me.
Except for you. You're still standing by the thing.
Oh,
You're
sorry,
gonna,
the escalator. By the escalator.
you gonna stay there?
Yeah.
All right. He stays there by the escalator.
I haven't
You're not
gotten in
going
yet either.
Oh, you're not in? You're still outside?
I
Okay.
think I'm gonna look.
You're
Have
gonna
fun.
stay out? Okay. All right. So you two are out. The 4 of you are in, and the vehicle starts to
Let the party. Heck
starts
yeah.
to drive away. So as it gets about 50 feet away, the 2 bots back by the door come to life and start firing
Including the
at
one that was
you
shot in
and
the
at you.
chest?
What's it? Yes.
Okay.
The one that is, and it's sparking badly. It's got bad damage. But the 2 bots come to life, and one starts firing at you. So the wounded one starts firing at you, and the non-wounded one starts firing at you. The door starts to close, and Winch G and the 3 infrareds jump behind the door before it closes shut.
So they're on the other side.
They're on the outside. And
And are the bots on the inside?
there's the 2 scrub bots going around scrubbing things, but these are the 2 bots inside. Yeah, those are the 2 that were just inside, guard bots. And they open fire.
Should have gotten the car.
You had a choice.
Anybody that wasn't in the car is an enemy.
Traitor.
We just watched Winch G let us be. Okay.
So the door's locked, and you hear the as the door's locked as it starts to drive away. And then it stops before even leaving fully the auto. It just only drives about 50 feet, right? Is it 50? And then it comes to a stop, and you hear a hissing sound coming from 4 directions inside the car, and you start choking.
Gas mask.
Acrid thing starts coming into the room.
I put on my filter
I
mask.
take a deep
Gas
breath.
mask. Oh, it smells so good.
I like the
You know
perfume.
what? He farted again.
Alright, let's see here.
Oh.
So, each guard bot is like a miniature armored tank 3 meters long with
God.
2 turrets. The front turret is very low, contains the equivalent of a sonic pistol and a stun gun.
Well,
Rear
we've got
turret.
5 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, I know. Sonic
but I
pistol,
think
stun
we're gonna
gun,
block the
tank
car.
mount on the top turret,
With
rear
us in
turret.
it.
So its weapons can be brought to bear levels at the front. These guys are okay.
Oh, where are the post-its?
Alright, so
What?
I need a post-it.
you. Let's see how this works.
I'm so glad I bought a gas mask.
Did?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did. You're hitting the right
You'll be the
leg
last one
Oh.
to live.
Yeah, I'm the last one to die.
with a stun
No,
gun.
you'll be the last one to
so
live.
Right leg is stunned. Not what?
I didn't say you would live for long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're stunned.
Oh, my entire body's stunned.
No, I mean that leg.
Okay, okay.
Your right leg is
Okay.
stunned, I believe.
Did
without
I ever
having
get
time to
my
read it.
note filled in?
Not in range.
Okay.
So, but yeah, your right leg is stunned, so it's like it fell asleep.
Okay.
So it's hard to move, but not impossible. You
Okay.
can still do it.
Okay.
Just be difficult. Raises the difficulty
That
level.
makes sense.
And
Move it.
Danielle, you are fired at as well by a stun gun.
Okay.
Hits you in the left leg.
Even though I'm practically behind the escalator?
It
Yeah, I was
shot
gonna-
through. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
winging it a little bit here on that. And so your left leg is stunned, so that raises moving up 1 difficulty notch, 1
Okay.
difficulty die. And it's now your turn, Danielle.
I need a note.
I am going to, in the
Thing you
least
didn't want.
opening my body up kind
What?
of way.
Wait, what's
Seriously?
What happened?
Why?
What happened? I missed it.
Because it's New Year's? Alright. Alright. We'll wait to see the others resolve and then. Oh my goodness. Okay. Happy New Year!
What did I
I'm
miss?
gonna try and stay low and
Yeah.
run up the escalator.
Run up the escalator. So as soon as you step on the escalator, it starts activating.
Okay.
And unfortunately,
I
you're trying to
chose
run up the one that's going down.
Wait, weren't we on the top floor?
You're right. Never mind. You're right. So
That's
never mind.
right.
It would go down. Never mind. So
Okay.
you're fine. Well, wait a minute. Why does it say? Well, no, you're running down the one that goes up
Okay.
because you were closer to that side. So you run down, but it starts going up.
Well, that's okay
So
because
you're
I'm
like-
still going lower.
Yeah. So but that'll add another difficulty die. All right.
God, everyone's throwing notes.
Oh yes. Yes. Yes.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
Everyone's happening. Yeah.
So. Okay. And what are you doing?
You guys are about to see why I got a yellow stripe.
You're just taking it in. You're like, okay. Oh, fall unconscious. Okay, what do you do? You embrace your fate. What do you do?
Are there windows on this vehicle?
There are windows. Yeah, they're closed, but there are windows.
I'm going to aim myself towards one and then just press
Launch your
it.
rocket boots. Let's just press all the switches.
Oh God!
I am out of here!
They're like the first window, you just squish yourself completely
Okay.
and destroy your clothes.
So, here's what happens. You take a deep breath. You collapse unconscious, blissfully unaware of all the horrible things that are about to happen.
Oh no.
You are blissful. Pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
You're running down the escalator. What are you doing?
What side am I on?
You're on the other side, the one that actually goes down.
I'm trying to put in my gas med because
Go
I'm
for
going
the
to
right thing to land on this.
Where am I?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's an agility check.
Okay.
But either way, it's an agility check. So you gotta add an extra die.
So okay, so 3.
Yep. And then roll against your agility. Oh.
Yes. 18 of 19.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
So you leap on over with your stunned leg and get running down the escalator. All right.
Barely.
I know.
As you start, so he starts pulling all the pins out of all 20 grenades at once. Just starts yanking all the pins out. Just like, just starts
No,
dropping.
no. Not panic.
No, not panic.
Just
Casually.
Just calmly, like,
Happy New Year!
all right, he's pulling all the pins.
It's Happy New Year!
That's my set.
Happy
New Year, guys.
Starts flipping. Oh, Happy New Year! 2019!
Work out with a bang.
You flip all the switches. His rockets start to engage. His head starts to head for the glass. He suddenly goes poof and disappears.
Love
And
that.
you end up 500 meters away on what looks like kind of a mirror, but there's like all these fast food tables and a fun lounge and everything around you.
We're in a mall.
But you can hear really loud down this tunnel the other way, really, really loud noises. You smash your head, but break through the glass, come flying out of the car, and start bouncing ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor. Now roll. Roll your mechanical aptitude to try to bring it to control before you're knocked senseless.
How many dice?
40-10. Smash,
Okay, you gotta
smash,
get a bunch
smash,
of ones and a 2. Okay, I believe
What's your
in you.
mechanical?
it's a what he said.
So
Can you let me
40-10.
some-
So if you roll 4 ones and a 2, you might pull it off.
This is statistically improbable.
Not
Not impossible.
That's right.
Just improbable. No, I
Anyway,
got it.
yeah.
That's right.
29!
Yeah, okay.
Mitch, you find-
So you're flipping switches all over the
We're
place.
not, this
You're
is a
just, woo, woo,
29.
woo, woo. Yeah,
What?
so
Was it like
Was it
4?
29?
so because you don't have control,
Was it
you're
29?
flipping switches all over. So instead of like clean,
It was
you're
29?
going
With
all.
4 dice,
woo,
you
woo,
got
woo,
29.
woo, woo. What's that?
I called the number.
Oh, okay.
And it was 29.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay, but you're out. You're not in the car.
But am I alive?
Yes, you're alive. You're getting beat senseless, but you are alive.
My body was ready.
You're running down the escalator. You're running the wrong way down the escalator. You're sleeping blissfully in the escalator. You poofed away, and then the grenades go off.
Can I jump off the side of the escalator as the grenades go off?
But you were not.
You were
in the
already
car.
you were making
Yes, I
progress
was.
down. You're
Yeah,
like
I'm just
halfway
gonna
He
down.
was
jump
in
off
the
side
car.
at that point. because-
Yeah, he's in the car. I know.
With her.
the grenades. Yes, I know.
Good night.
Fully aware.
Good night.
All right, you're gonna leap off. Roll your agility for the leap. See if you break your legs.
Bottom yet, because that's the right way.
Not that
make
much
it.
time went by.
I got a 3 out of 7.
All right, yeah, you do it. You don't break your legs or anything. You land as kaboom! The whole
Guys, they were looking
boom,
at
boom,
explosions.
boom, boom, boom.
So I walk away.
20 different explosions go off
Cool guys.
as the car bouncing and
No,
exploding
not
and
my song.
bouncing and exploding, and you can hear down the tunnel. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, this is bad.
Boom, boom. So increment your clones 1 increment each.
Sure.
As an auto car delivers the 2 of you outside,
Cool guys.
where
never
Winch
look
G
at
and the 3
explosions.
infrared troubleshooters are looking back at you, as you can hear, boom, 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 still going on. And try again to get control. You're getting beat senseless here.
Still using 4d10?
Yep.
Or
4. Yep.
any calls of numbers this time?
17.
10.
We're looking at
Not 17.
1921.
Okay. You go splat against the door. So those of you outside hear the door. Boom! Something slam against the door. And at least it stopped you bouncing around because now it's just pushing you. Your rockets are just pushing you into the door. You're like, actually, you're in the corner.
You're
going
gonna
to
get the jelly party of
pushing you
peanut butter
down.
and jelly sandwich.
You're still barely conscious, but you're badly wounded
Peanut
and
butter somewhere
stunned.
else.
Not quite incapacitated. yet.
Well,
Oh, ha ha ha.
Since you stopped bouncing and you're just now it's only going to be 2d10.
Yay! Still, he has to get a 5. I'm gonna guess.
Shall I roll again?
16.
11.
24.
13.
All right.
What?
Flip, 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 flip. Up. Launches you loose. You fly into one of the guard bots. One of the damage ones. All right. So you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom.
Yep.
The upper autoway is getting cratered heavily as the grenades go off. Pieces are kind of rumbling down to this lower level here.
I am walking straight forward.
Okay, down the runway.
Can I
Down
kind
the
of follow
runway,
after her?
going.
Okay.
I
Going,
like
cool
yelling.
Sure.
guys, never
So
look
you
at
two-
explosions.
What
Alright.
happened?
So you two partner
I
up.
have no idea.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, do we even know?
You wouldn't know.
No,
You were.
I wouldn't know what happened in the
Nope.
car.
Nope. You'd have no idea.
Not
Without a
one
report. Somebody has to report it, and that hasn't happened yet.
Ah.
Yeah, so
So,
we're.
Yeah,
I'm
but you
just
two are
going,
walking down
cool
the lower
guys
line.
never look at explosions. And walking straight forward. And,
Alright, so you slam into one of the bots and knock it over. You're- Oh! Roll 2d10 again.
I believe. Not really, but I believe.
28.
11.
You're at
2d10.
2d10.
Oh, sorry, 13.
11.
I like your program.
Yay!
we did it!
I am 3.
You fall, 4 feet to the ground at the base of one of these Autobots as all of its weapons start to go to aim at you.
Still dying.
Why do these jerks keep giving me tag?
And point blank with a stun gun.
Oh my god.
Fred Robot, I like your
Right
program
in the
when he
chest.
intentionally
Please,
led us
just
into an
get
You're
ambush.
knocked unconscious. You're stunned unconscious. You're not dead though.
Ow.
So
That's good.
yeah,
I don't know how I
he's
rolled
on his
that.
last clone.
I know.
But it's a stun
Clearly
gun,
the
so.
most unkillable of them all.
All right.
Yeah, you
Well,
can't
happy
kill
New
yourself.
Year. It's 2019.
Yeah.
There's a bit
Nothing
more
can
to this
kill
mission,
me.
obviously. You have lots of options because you're clear over one end. You guys are on another level. Maybe
At least
we'll have
I'm
to play
outside.
this. Yeah, you're safely outside as a new clone. Obviously, there's fallout from this and a report and everything else to do. Obviously, this isn't over. But let's go ahead and call it. We're in 2019. It's late. My lungs aren't going to hold up much longer here. So, hope you had fun, as silly a game as this is. Is it something you guys want to try to resolve, or are you
Yeah.
kind of like you don't care?
All I want to do is give a report to the friend computer that Wench G has obviously intentionally sabotaged the mission by sending us in a result, as evidenced by the fact that he did not stick around for the combat.
They're not gonna listen to you.
Right?
Lowest level.
Good
It
luck
doesn't
with
matter. I
Good
have
luck
to
with
make
that.
a report.
Sure. So, well, you still have a lot more to discover. Still a lot more to this adventure if you wanted to continue.
This is not the same robot brain retrieval that I was on last time.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine either.
What?
don't
I
know
think
what
they're
you're
talking about the last time that you played Paranoia.
That was a different mission.
It was.
It was a robot brain retrieval, but a different one.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a different
Same here.
mission.
Yeah.
Was it a
Wait, were
routine
we
one?
in the same one?
Was it the one where there was water all over the floor?
Uh-huh.
That's a different mission. It's a different adventure. That was gonna come later.
So I'll keep this and this.
The
but I'm-
pads on your
I'm
chair.
under
I
the
keep all of
presumption
them.
that you
I
want
keep all of them.
all of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all stay here.
Okay.
They get
I don't
added
know
to
the
the
proper way to
inventory.
maintain these, but the pads on your chairs are all cracking and splitting apart.
I don't know what to do about that.
Me
Okay.
neither.
Chairs.
No.
Wrap them in electrical tape.
Duct tape.
Electrical tape probably would be best.
Alright, I'm gonna
It's a
collect your
little more
character
flexy.
sheets, stick them in the player's handbook.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so.
Oh.
Hey, I got us out of the car.
Yeah.
The funny part is, if we all just went to sleep, we would have been safely taken to our next destination.
No, because it gassed you.
Huh?
Because it gassed you.
Yeah.
Right, but
Peacefully safe.
we would have been safe.
Blissfully safe.
Yeah. Blissfully ignorant, at least, right? Alright.
I
Good
still
night,
don't know
everybody.
how
Hope you
to
enjoyed.
Our
Happy New
audience.
Year,
Happy
2019.
Happy New Year.
May we be
He's
well,
the
happy
only
gaming,
one that-
Namadia.
My character can't die by anything but himself.